There we go. And we are live, streaming to the internet, to the Geeky Gamer podcast that we do every Wednesday, or every time that we decide it is time to do some kind of podcast with, let's see, it's John, Adrien, and Ken today, and we're gonna be playing the linen. Oh, that's a graphic. That's linen Legends of Venice, linen tapestry. We're going to be updating our character sheets. We have a Patreon and a coffee, all lowercase letters, and Mr. Interrupt supply the score for this, and Couchfire Media helps with media. Trois Replay Productions is there. And it is Wednesday, so that's where we're at. Just
running out of steam there. I don't know how you manage to do that every week, actually, Ken. Because you're always bristling with energy for the first 2-3 minutes. I was like, couldn't do it. Anyway, yes, welcome. Yep, so we are in between stories. This is playtest / campaign of the Twin Vipers. One of the stretch goals from my linen tapestry Kickstarter, which was done last year. Successful, got all the stretch goals, blah blah blah. So, as with this style of roleplay game, your characters are immortal, so every story is usually spaced out by a couple of years or however long it takes. So during these downtime periods, it's an opportunity for players to, one, spend experience, make the characters better, and whichever skills, traits, whatever they want. Two, if it's a political game, they can get involved in machinations of the setting that they're in, whether it be mundane or the Shadowlands or in Otherworld, and then also to progress their dream. The gist of the game is every player makes a character who will eventually become a revolutionary who wants to tear down the status quo and replace a little bit of the world with their dream, what they want to add to civilization. So it's plenty of opportunities during downtime. So, first things first, recap. Last week we wrapped up the first part of the Twin Vipers. The heroes, after what Adrien did last session, I'm not quite sure you call him a hero, but you know. So you managed to get to Florence, you survived the battle on the Path of the Gods, waiting for the siege, but then the siege never happened. The Duke, Gian Galeazzo Visconti, died. The camp dispersed, and Florence managed to breathe after waiting for weeks and weeks for the inevitable siege to take place. Everyone was proclaimed heroes of Venice. Job well done. And everyone headed back to Venice. So they left Florence. In that time, between that time and the next adventure, there's about a year. So in this year, there is... I've sent out messages to the players, follow-ups from what the things that they've done, people that they've met, things that they've achieved, and they've got options. So we'll go through that. But for the time being, what we'll do is we've got experience to spend. So, Ken, if you still have it, are you able to pull up the experience table?
Is that on the Severed Souls?
Yeah. Let's see if I'd upload. I'm sure I'd sent it to you in the past, so I'm gonna have a look for it now.
If it's on that PDF, I have it.
Yeah, on the PDF of the Severed Souls book, it is on page Development. So you got two tables. One table's on page 51, and the second table, which is for magical traits, is on page 52. So,
Yeah, I got it. You should be able to see it in the...
Let's have a look. So the other major thing that's happened in the year is Adrien's character has awakened. This is an event that has happened to Ken's character, Daucus, where he was pursued by the enemy. One of his colleagues was injured, and so he stopped or slowed down so that he could be attacked, and that would allow the rest of his companions to get to safety, which he did. But because he was up against it, it was a heroic act. His soul severed from the Great Cycle, and at that point, he unleashed all hell, literally. For Daucus, his character is a red hand of fire, and he immolated the whole scene. The enemy that was pursuing him were incinerated, but unfortunately, one of his companions who had stuck around to help Daucus was also slain in that scene. For Sketch's character, last week when he awakened, he manifested his avatar, which was an artifact called an adze, which he used to slay the enemy. But then he also, as a red hand of wood, which also extends to plants, anything to do with nature, he pulled roots and bushes and everything like that from the ground upwards through his enemies and ripped them to pieces in a very gruesome, horrific fashion. So, Adrien, if you've got an idea, the event is always triggered when a character is up against the odds. The character wants to succeed, but can't succeed. With his will alone is enough for their soul to decide, yes, this host, this is the one who's going to manifest their dream, and I'm going to be the one that does it. And at that point, your soul will sever, and it'll allow you to accomplish the task, the almost impossible task. Now, it doesn't have to be combat-based. In the Legends of Venice, a lot of the characters, Legends of Venice, there are characters who their trigger event is something as simple as, or something as challenging but mundane as keeping their business afloat, where the debtors are coming in, the family business is going to be ruined. They have to think of a way of keeping their family alive, their business, their whole family enterprise together. It's that sort of thing. So if you've got an idea already,
yeah,
you can explain it, and it happens. It can either happen in front of people, could be private, whatever. You just need to let me know whether it's during the day or if it's during the night, because so far everyone's character has awakened during the day, and there's a very important thing, because the time of day that you awaken is when you have full access to all your powers. So if you're a character of the court of the sun, i.e. you awaken during the day, you can summon your avatar, use your spells, all your magic is available to you during the day. During the night, you don't. If you awaken during the night and you're part of the court of the stars, it's the flip. During the day, you're just a mundane person. You still have a connection to your soul, so if you die, you'll be regenerated, but you can't summon your soul. So, by the way, if you've got an idea.
Okay, I have an idea, and maybe I'll make it night. It could easily be night, be justified. So it's actually kind of like what you were mentioning before. Funnily enough,
Right.
it sounds like a setup. Not exactly, but it's kind of, it's about a conspiracy. So the Candiano family have a rival family. I don't know what their name is, but a
I'll come
rival
up with
family
one.
in Venice who they're always like been butting heads and trying to take each other down, and been all sorts of disputes, maybe duels even in the past, things like that. And something happens where our family gets accused of ripping off the church, of siphoning money that was meant to be donated to renovating and making grander some of the churches around Venice, that we had some scheme to siphon that money off. And our rival family claims to have uncovered this conspiracy. And this is really dangerous. The church is so powerful, and is connected with the Doge and all the centres of power. And this is heading kind of in a bad direction for our family. And my family decides to set myself, Pietro, up as the fall guy for this. They say, okay, we've got this kind of sort of a bad apple in the family anyway, and we're going to try and save ourselves by saying, we had nothing to do with it. It was this guy here.
Yeah, cool.
So that's the sort of situation that I'm stuck in. And I, as this is kind of gathering pace, I haven't been arrested yet or anything like that. I'm investigating to try and find out what really happened, who's behind this. Are there some documents? Is there some witnesses? Is there somewhere I can get information to disprove this theory? Because if I'm either going to be put in jail for a long time or exiled from Venice. I'm going to lose any family noble status. My life as I know it is effectively going to be over. And the stain anyway is still going to be kind of on the family, even if I'm set up as a scapegoat. And it's actually my stepbrother, who I resent anyway, who's suggested, let's set him up to he's trying to do it to sort of save what it faced to the extent that he can for the family. So I'm investigating, I'm not getting anywhere, and then somehow, I'm not exactly sure what happens, but my powers manifest in a way to give me the information or extract a confession in a semi-public setting maybe from someone about this. It can happen maybe at night at a courtly event or something where there's some important figures present that kind of exonerates me and in fact kind of then takes down some member of this rival family.
Brilliant. No, that's fantastic. So your element is electricity, and one of the major branches from electricity is the mind. So with the mind, you literally treat thoughts as an element, and there's 5 tiers to the magic. There's detect, so you can detect thoughts. You can detect that there is a mind. 2 is understanding. 3 is moving. So when it comes to the mind, you're either suppressing or you're bringing thoughts to the forefront. Level 4 is altering, so you are literally rewriting people's thoughts. And the 5th one is create. Now with the 5th one, you can create things such as whole-scale hallucinations. So what I'm thinking is, in your event, you've tracked down the culprit. You're desperately trying to figure out a way of, because really you need him to confess to everything that he's done.
Right.
But he's very smart. He's very wily. So your frustration leads you to the point where, right, I just have to talk to him. You've got to the point where you're so desperate because every time you try to trick him, get him to sign something or like spill the beans. It's not wet. He's just too smart. So, in your rage, you go to confront him, or to a duel or whatever like that, because a duel could clear your name, but you don't know. If you lose, then you lose everything. So when you go to confront him, the moment just before you speak to him, you see him, the event happens. And what you do is you actually plunge into his mind. And by the time you've finished, he's physically standing still, and you're rewriting everything in his head. And then when you come back out of his head, he starts moving, and you've put him into a kind of a matrix where he's walking around in a hallucination that you're controlling, and you watch him talk to people, but he thinks the people that he's speaking to, he thinks are his confidants who have been involved, but the people that he's actually talking to are members of the church, the council, and for a whole hour or so, for the whole scene, he's your puppet. And by the time that scene is finished, when he snaps out of the hallucination and he looks at who he's talking to, you can see the dread on his face that he realizes that he's been dreaming, and he doesn't know how. He knows that you're there watching. It's up to you whether or not you work out if he thinks you're involved or whatever, but he's ruined his career. He's arrested. Certain events will unfold. I'll come back to you on that one with what happens to him. I'll make a note of the family. But by the end of it, by the end of your puppeteering, your family's been vindicated. You've been vindicated. And more than that, people now know you.
Okay. Cool.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
Great. Yep. So I've sent over a magic. So you got 2 character sheets. You got a 2-page character sheet, which is your mundane character.
Yep.
And the third page is your magical character.
Yep. I've got that printed out. Yep.
So Ken, I don't think we really got into the nitty-gritty of magical character creation for you. So we'll do your character magical creation as well. So the character sheet looks something. Yeah, like that one. Yeah, I'm going to send you over an image. Yeah, that'll do. So then you can stick that onto the live stream. Just bear with me 1 second, Ken. There you go, Ken. I've just sent over the red hand character sheet. If you want to,
is it just through Discord?
Yeah, just on Discord, private message to you.
Okay. Huh. I didn't realize there was so much lag between them.
As well?
Okay. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
You got it? Cool. So, first of all, is your description. So on the sheet at the top, you have you've got type, so your red hand. Your element is, so for you, Adrien, it's electricity. For you, Ken, it's fire. Avatar, yours, Adrien, yours is an artifact.
Yeah, it's a pen.
Yours,
Special pen.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You just need to put down artifact for the time being.
Okay.
Ken, yours is Usham or USUM. And then below that is Dream. That's, I'm not expecting you to immediately come up with an idea, but this is the purpose of your soul severing from the Great Cycle so that you can change the world. Whether it's an innovation, a new way of thinking, a new kingdom, new technology, whatever it is, it's entirely up to you. But that is the one thing that your character strives to accomplish. It is your raison d'etre. Below that is
I gotta go.
path. Yeah, sure. Okay. So, Adrien, so for you, your path, it always starts off as sorcerer. Later on, down the line, there is the opportunity to become either a shaman or a magus. But at the moment, you just record sorcerer.
Okay, got it.
Tapestry age is how long you've been in the linen tapestry. Now, the linen tapestry, it comes in many forms. There is a faction, major faction called the Linen Tapestry, and they are the chroniclers of the world of all the severed souls. And then there's also the physical Linen Tapestry, which is a huge, sprawling artifact. Which
I'm gonna be at least an hour.
Yeah, sure, you okay?
More. So if you guys are good, I'll just leave this open and streaming.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
yeah, sure, no problem. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Hope everything's all right. See you in a bit. Okay. So, right. So Tapestry Age we'll put down as 1.
Okay.
By the time the story starts again, you're going to be in the Tapestry for 1 year. So that's effectively how old your character is as far as the magic is concerned. Below that is the Devil Within. So we've gone through this in the past.
Yep, I put in envy is what I chose. Yep.
So that's one of your sins. That's one of your attachments. However, for some reason, and no one within this Severed Soul community understands why, but Red Hands or Severed Souls of Electricity do not have a Devil Within, so you can leave that blank.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Yep. And then beneath that is the Reckoning. So this goes back to whether or not you were day or night. Now, Nicolo's day, Daucus is day, and I don't know what Bill will be. But the gist of it is if you're night, that means that whenever during the day, the other members of the party can do stuff magically, but you can't. There are little ways of getting around this curse, because the Reckoning is one of the 3 curses placed upon the Severed Souls.
Okay.
It's the curse placed upon the Severed Souls by the angels, by the Exalted. So it's I'll let you think about that, because if you're day, it just means that everyone's got all the powers at the same time. If you're at night, it means that there'll be a bit of a discord between who can do what when, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I'll let you decide that later on, because what you've described, that event could happen there on.
Yes.
So once you've done that, the next section is attachments. So with your awakening, your personality changes. So in character creation, you've got your list of attachments. One of your attachments will be at 25, one will be at 20, one at 15, 10, and 5. So at the moment, on your mundane character sheet, what do your attachments look like?
I never filled that out. I guess I missed
right, okay.
that. I guess we can do it. We have time.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with these?
So, based on your character, and your society, you'll have things such as your family. So that's, everyone has a family. So you can, that's, effectively you've got to think of at least five attachments, and of those attachments, one's got to be ranked at 25, one's ranked at 20, 15, 10, and 5. What that means is opponents can use those things as leverage. So for example, if your chief attachment is family and it's 25, and someone wants you to do something and they blackmail you saying, if you don't do this, I'm going to put your family in danger, their roll against you will be increased by 25 points. But at the same time, if anyone doesn't realize that your family is that close to you and they try to get you to betray your family, then that roll is reduced by that 25 or whatever the rank is. So you'll have one that's really important, one's, and then that's the 25, and it goes down by increments of 5. So you have family, you have an ambition, you have at least one sin, and then everything else such as ally, cohort, organization, patron, they're linked to your society traits. So if you've got any ranks and associates, for each rank and associate, that's an ally. An ally is a close friend who may possibly put their life on the line for you. So for each, do you have any ranks and associates?
I do not, no.
No, that's fine.
I have contacts, estate, and network there. So.
Okay, right. So
I think ambition would be my highest one. So I'm going to put 25 there.
Sure. Okay.
Like I believe in my own abilities, and I want to climb to the top. I might even have a secret ambition of being Doge one day. I haven't told anyone that, but that's okay. So I'm going to say ambition 25.
Okay. So you don't.
Yeah.
So backing equates to organization, but you don't have any ranks in backing, do you?
No, I mean, I guess what I have is estate, which is my family, right?
Yeah.
So, but I might, go on.
No, so what we'll say is you need to choose 2 sins.
Okay.
So family is 1, ambition is 2, sin is 3 and 4. And I think, did we go over the fact that you have maybe like a not a patron, but someone who you look up to, someone who's
I have I
showed you the rope.
I have a mentor who's like an aunt who's like
That's right, brilliant.
Kind of good at sort of the social networking and kind of using soft power to get influence and stuff like that.
Brilliant. So next to patron, put the name of your aunt. So you've got your 5. You've got family, ambition, 2 sins. You mentioned that one of your sins was envy. Come up with another one, and then patron, and then you just rank them as you see fit.
So envy. So the sins there was some sins list, wasn't there?
Yeah. You don't have any. You can pick any sins that you want. Any character as a mundane, which you are at this point of character creation, you can choose whatever sins you want. The list.
So I can choose one.
Yeah, sure. You've got wrath, envy, gluttony, pride, sloth, lust.
Okay.
Wrath.
What page are those on?
So if you go into page 43.
43, okay.
Yeah.
Just so I can see it, I'll make it easier.
Mm-hmm. So lust, gluttony, sloth, pride, greed, envy, and wrath.
Okay. So envy, probably greed, I would say.
Yep. Okay. Right. I'll let you rank those 5 attachments.
Okay, so I've got 5 now. So I'm going to put envy as, so I go 20. I might put family as 15.
Yeah.
I'll put my aunt as 10 and then greed as 5. How's that?
Brilliant.
Okay,
Yep, that's fine. That's fine.
okay.
So, the moment you awaken, your personality changes.
Okay.
So, and to reflect that, your attachments get changed around. Ironically, in your case, they don't. So, what happens is your dream, which you can think of later, replaces your ambition, and that becomes 25. That is the most important thing for your character. So say, for example, you had ambition at just +5.
Yeah.
Your ambition to become Doge is replaced by your dream, and that becomes 25.
Okay.
The second major change is your devil within, whichever thing that you choose. That becomes
I
20.
don't get one, you said, because I'm electric.
But you don't get one. Yes, yeah. So you don't get one. So as electricity and as your character, you don't change that much at all.
Okay.
Okay. But for some characters, you could end up having everything could be changed around completely.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's fine.
Cool.
So that's your attachments adjusted.
Yeah.
Then your next step is, so underneath soul, you've got your diamonds. Same system as on the mundane character sheet. Diamonds represent your ranks. So you start off with 1, but as a red hand, you fill in 2 more of those diamonds. You always have at least 3 as a red hand. Okay. So that means your dice pool is 6.
Okay, hang on. So I've got to put 3 dots in things here.
So on your character sheet,
Yes.
I'm going to see
And
if
the
I can
patterns?
put this.
Is that it?
No.
No.
So to the right of where you've just been filling in your reckoning and your devil within, you've got something. You've got soul, a small section called soul.
Oh yes. Yep.
Yep. You've got 1 diamond already filled in black.
100 dice.
You could just and then fill in 2 more diamonds and put down a dice pool of 6. So whenever you're casting spells or rituals, you roll 6 dice.
Okay. I get it.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
Shards, not relevant yet.
Okay.
Your parameter points is 3. Your parameter points is always equal to your rank in your soul. I'll explain how parameter points works later on.
Okay.
And then under mana pools, for you to power your spells and your rituals and your summoning your avatar and the magic abilities, such as if your Usham was a fire-breathing, half human, half dragon, to breathe fire, you would have to spend mana. If you want to cast a spell, you spend mana. But there's 3 realms, and you draw magic from one of the 3 realms to perform magic.
Okay.
Depending on which pool you use and where you are, cosmetically changes your spells. So, for example, if you're in Otherworld and you use mundane magic, your spells, which would normally look fantastical if you were using Otherworld mana pool, if you use mundane, your spells look out of place. And because your spells look out of place and you're using foreign mana, it has a detrimental effect on the realm that you're in. And you can actually slowly tear apart the magic that's being used to sustain those magical worlds. Likewise, if you're in the mundane and you use Shadowlands magic, your spells, your magic that you perform comes discolored. It looks as though it's fading, reforming. It'll look grey. It'll look as though it's touched by decay, which makes your magic stand out. And anyone who sees you performing magic like this will think, right, not only is he performing magic, but he's performing magic that it's rotting around him. It has a detrimental effect. It affects something called feedback, so that when you're in the mundane realm, you don't want people to see that you perform magic. Because every time you perform magic, there's a chance that your feedback will increase, and if your feedback ever reaches 10, the link between you and your soul is severed. It's snapped. You lose all access to your magic. You're no longer immortal, i.e. if you're killed, you don't regenerate back into your sanctuary. I'll come back to what immortality means. And also, you will age, because from the point that you awakened, you stop aging. You are now timeless. Your fate is no longer tied to any of the 3 realms. So in 50 years' time, you will look exactly the same as you did now. If your character's really, really old, and they suffer from the backlash effect, those centuries will catch up on them, and that could mean permanent death. So your mana pools vary based on your various traits. So your mundane mana pool is equal to your soul plus the sum of your primary stats. So for example, on your character sheet, you'll have ticked a box next to one of the 3 primary.
Right, yes. On intellect.
How many ranks do you have in the intellect? Not the dice pool, but the ranks, the diamonds. How many diamonds have you got filled in next to your intellect?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11.
11. Okay. So you've got soul of 3 plus 11, so that's 14 times 2. So your mundane mana pool is 28.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Your next mana pool is Otherworld. Now, Otherworld is kind of linked to your legend, to your standing in society.
Okay.
So again, next to your society pool, society traits, you'll have 3 society traits that you've ticked.
Correct. Yep.
How many ranks have you got next to those ticked boxes?
5.
5, right? So that means you've got Otherworld pool of 16.
Okay.
And the last one is your Shadowlands mana pool, and this is equal to the number of ranks you've got is equal to your society pool. So again, it's number of ranks next to spirit.
Next to spirit. Okay, I've just got 1 in. The 3 that are automatically, so 4 including. Yeah.
4. Okay. You've got 14 then in your Shadowlands mana pool.
All right.
Okay. So that's your mana pools. Next is your patterns. So at the top, you'd put down electricity.
I write that in the first box.
Yeah. Immediately underneath patterns.
Yep. Okay.
Put down electricity, and then you tick the box next to it. That's your primary element. You've got 1 circle filled in.
Yep.
Fill in a second circle.
Okay. Done. Yep.
Next is affinities. You've got 6 kind of schools of magic. You've got detection, comprehension, manipulation, transmutation, projection, and conjuration. each of the types of spells that you will cast will use one of those. So the majority of detect spells will use detection. The majority of your understanding spells will use comprehension. Manipulation is direct. Transmutation is alter. Conjuration is create. While projection, there are a lot of spells across all 5 that allows you to effectively project the effect of your spell to another area, whether it's projecting your mind reading, whether it's projecting your hallucinations, which is like you create a spell, but you're projecting it. So choose one of those 6 and put 1 rank next to it. My advice is choose something from the first 3, because transmutation is rank 4. So if you don't have spells, if you don't have rank 4 in electricity, you can't use it. Later on you might, but for the time being, the chances are you'll only have access to spells of detection, comprehension, and possibly manipulation.
Okay. I guess I'm going to say detection, because I think that kind of makes sense with my initiation sort of event. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. No problem. Okay, so under tricks, you already have detect element. That's a free spell. That allows you to simply concentrate in an area, in a target, and you're looking for an element associated to you. So you would use that to detect, right, behind this door there is a person who is alive because they're thinking, and that's all you'd get from that spell. But it's the first spell. It just allows you to reach out with your consciousness and examine the world. It's like for Ken.
So in this sort of world and magic, right? Electricity is kind of a metaphor for like mental activity, is it?
There's 2 ways of there's 2 branches really. There's if you want to go down the route of Thor, the god of thunder and lightning, then you can control lightning. So if higher up you can create storms, you can if there is a storm, you can manipulate it so that you can direct the lightning bolts, that sort of thing. But you have, obviously, as you can imagine, it's quite nuanced. So the second branch of electricity is all to do with the electricity within people's minds and within their body. So you will have the opportunity to learn the detect thoughts spell.
Okay.
In the book, if you want to have a quick look, there is a list of spells under mind on page 148. So the first one is detect mind, and then at rank 2 you've got 2 options of identify cognition or identify thoughts, and so forth and so forth. So for the time being, you have detect element.
Okay.
You can choose a. You can either choose a. You can choose a second trick. You can either choose a identify form, which is a rank 2 spell that follows on from detect element, or you can learn detect mind, which is a rank 1, but then starts you on a different branch.
Identify thoughts. So can I take identify thoughts?
You'd have to, first of all, the first one in the tree is detect mind.
Okay.
Yep. So for you to learn identify thoughts, you need to already possess detect mind.
Okay. Oh, and,
So
and
it's
the,
kind of like
so the
trait.
other branch is the one where you're controlling like physical electricity. Is that right?
Yeah. So if
Okay,
you want
so
to
I'll
just
detect mine then. That makes sense.
Yep. Okay, so that's your second spell. Next on the character sheet, you've got a list of signature spells. You won't have signature spells yet, so we'll leave that blank for now.
All right.
Likewise, underneath bound spells, the number of spells that you can bind to yourself or have just bound in general is equal to your attention.
Attention. So I have 4 ranks in attention.
Then you can bind up to 4 spells to you, or have 4 spells bound.
So
Binding
next
spells.
total, do I put 4?
Just put next to total. Put down 4.
Okay. Yep.
I'll go into spells later on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Is it all right if we have a 10-minute break?
Yep.
I'll let you guys read some of the spells. The spells start on page. The first trick, should I say, starts on page 136, and they'll just give you an idea of not just spells that you can learn now, but spells that you can work towards. But yeah, I need to go. I will be 10 minutes or so, and I'll be back as soon as possible. Okay.
No worries. Okay.
Right. I shall. Once I get back in, I will be back in a bit.
Hey, we're back doing some Severed Souls character creation for the linen tapestry. Take it away, John.
Cheers. Sorry about the interruption there. We're back. So where we were was character creation, going through the section on spells. So we've done the number bound spells. The next is rituals. Rituals is the second type of magic. First being spell casting, second one is rituals, and the third is your avatar. So for rituals, you've got 2 ranks to distribute amongst the 4 types of rituals. The 4 types are Artifice, Attunement, Dreaming Sky, and Plane of Memories. Rituals, so spells are usually immediate. They do something very specific over a short period of time, and that's it. Rituals allow you to do things on a more permanent, long-term, and can change or open up new opportunities that you wouldn't get from any other magic. So the 4 types are Artifice, which is split into 2. So if you want to make a character that creates magical items, you would use Artifice. If you want to be able to just enchant items with spells, then that's underneath Artifice. Next one is Attunement. So attunement is how you use your abilities and if you want to give them to other people. So for example, underneath attunement is the first one is manifestation. So say for example your character is really into your avatar, and say Ken's character is an Usham, so it's half human, half animal beast. If Ken wanted to just manifest one of the features that makes us bear, such as strength or a rugged hide or claws, you could use attunement rituals underneath manifestation to manifest specific features. For example, Adrien, your avatar is a pen, but that pen will develop into features. It'll be act as a talisman, help you with spells, that sort of thing. And if you don't have your pen to hand, or you want to create like a proxy, you can use manifestation to manifest the specific traits and features of your avatar, your artifact, into another item.
So is that attunement or is that artifice?
That's under attunement.
Okay.
The second one is bestowing. Now, bestowing allows you to give parts of yourself, your mana, your spells, abilities, to other people in the form of, for example, if you wanted to, if you're able to make potions, or if you wanted to effectively bottle some of your power into a potion, you would use bestowing. The third and fourth type are all to do with the other 2 realms. So the characters starts off in the mundane. The second realm is the Shadowlands. And the Shadowlands is the realm where if a pattern dies in the mundane, it's reformed, recreated with pure memories within Shadowlands. And the Shadowlands is stretched out. So at the top, you have a plane of memory, very similar to the now, but about 30 years ago. And then for every generation, as things are slowly forgotten, they fade and so forth, they sink through the planes of memory. But within the planes of memory, there are ancient secrets, knowledges, that sort of thing, which no longer, that are lost forever within the mundane realm, but they are accessible through the Shadowlands and ghost walking, as it's called. Yeah, you can effectively venture into the memories of generations gone by to retrieve items from the Shadowlands. Second aspect of the planes of memory is past lives. So your soul, your severed soul, has passed through the Great Cycle numerous times. It has occupied humans similar to you, but never actually, that horse, that human's never actually done anything worthy. So they never severed. When that human died, the soul just moved on through the Great Cycle. But within that soul, if you take the past lives rituals, or that past lives scion, you can tap in to your previous incarnations, take memories from them. At some levels, you can actually learn the languages that your previous incarnations, or even take on their physical form. The fourth type is to do with the dreaming sky. So similar to Shadowlands and the ghost walking, you can dream walk. All characters who are severed souls cease dreaming. You go to sleep, you don't remember anything, you simply wake up 3 or 4 hours later on. You do not dream. Because your soul is severed, you are no longer connected to the Great Cycle, and part of the Great Cycle is that those with a soul dream. And when these souls dream, their consciousness, their soul, occupies a bubble of existence high above the other world, called the dreaming sky. The dream walking rituals allow you to enter a trance and enter the space between these dreams, called the gallery, and using these rituals you can peer inside, enter the dreams of those who are sleeping, and similar to delving into the memories of generations gone by, you can steal things and pull things out of people's dreams, or you can manipulate people during their sleeping hours to do what you want them to do when they wake up. The second branch of the dreaming sky is divination, and this allows you to tap into the collective unconscious. So, there is no future, there is no past, there's no time travel in this game. You can't see the future, but you can tap into the plans of humanity. And if there are enough people planning to do something, you're effectively seeing their desires, their hopes of a future. So you can use divination rituals to peer into their future. Nothing's set in stone. You're effectively tapping into what they want their future to look like. You can also tap into their past and their present, such as divining information about them. So that's your rituals. So you've got 4 scions. So that's artifice, attunement, dreaming sky, and planes of memory. You've got 2 ranks to allocate between those 4.
Can I ask one question about this world?
Yeah.
Like, in brief, let's say, what is like the relationship between the different worlds? Like, are they just these separate things that you might appear in one then the other? Or is like what's happening in the other world somehow influencing what happens in the mundane world? Or like, yeah, is there some sort of idea of the relationship between these different worlds? Is there any? Yeah.
Yes, there's 2 answers to that question. The first answer to that question is the mundane answer. So the ultimate setting is called the Great Cycle, and the whole idea behind the Great Cycle is concepts, patterns, ideas are conceived within the chaos called the deep below. And when these patterns could exist, they disappear and appear in the mundane. So for example, modern day, someone designs a new plane. Up until this point, that idea of that specific type of plane will have appeared endless times within the chaos, but it could never have existed. The technology wasn't right, that sort of thing. But then the moment that it can exist in the mundane, it appears in the mundane. So things travel from it's conceived as an idea of the world, born, and then they die in the mundane. And then every generation that dies, not just people, but other patterns, same sort of pattern that would have been conceived of in Otherworld, when it dies in the mundane, it appears in the Shadowlands. Now you do have overlaps, such as the Day of the Dead or any other event where it's a period of time that reoccurs. The realms overlap, and the shades that live within the Shadowlands do sometimes pass on into the mundane realm. Likewise, there are places within the mundane realm where people could accidentally fall into one of the worlds within Otherworld. One of the biggest things about Otherworld is the dreaming. And sometimes if enough people dream the same dream, it could be a nightmare, those dreams can actually get pulled through into the waking world as the dreamers wake up. So there is that kind of connection. In general, there is a barrier between each of the three realms, but there is a tiny overlap. The second answer to that question is where the Severed Souls got involved. The Severed Souls have been around for thousands of years, and they've been creating pathways between the three realms, and the politics in one realm can be connected to the various magical realms, say, in Otherworld. In Otherworld, there are dominions who, the gods that have passed on from the mundane, either sink into the Shadowlands, where they're forgotten by the living, but they carve out empires of their own within the world of the dead. Or those who are successful and pass on into legend, create worlds of their own within Otherworld. And that second answer is where the crux of any chronicle within the Severed Soul is all about. Because an event in mundane could be one part of an adventure, and the second part of the adventure then takes you into a part of Otherworld, of the Shadowlands.
Okay. All right.
Has that helped, or just muddied the water?
Yeah. No, I think that helps to some degree. And then I guess it's a matter of really what the adventure is it? And that, I guess that's the decision of whatever, the game master or the adventure. Is it sort of based on mundane world, but there's a little bit of like some mission or some object you want to learn or something in one of these other worlds, but then it's back to the mundane world and that's where most of your adventuring is? Or would you potentially be like, oh, I'm in the other world now and spend a year just playing game in the other world? I don't know. Or is that...
It's entirely up. It's how it flows. So, for example, in this adventure, you will go to the Shadowlands. You have to. It's part of the story, and that's where the rules play testing comes involved. So, I'm going to be chucking stuff at you guys to see if it works, and if it doesn't work, figure out what I need to do. So, but at the same time, it's an open world roleplay game. I don't want a game where it's just a dungeon where you're stuck in a dungeon and you just go from room to room. If you guys think, right, between adventures, screw it, I actually want to go to Otherworld and explore something, we'll go for it.
Okay. All right. So for now, what we have 2 points that we apply to. Now, can we choose two ranks in one of these things, or we have to apply one in one and one in another under the rituals?
I'm going to check. I can't remember. I think it's to a maximum of 1. So it's 2 sets of 1. Okay.
All right. Yep.
And then, if you for example, if you've got rank and artifice or rank and plane of memories, whatever, for every rank that you have in a scion, you can pick a ritual, and then for each scion, there's 2 trees. So for Ken, under your scions, what have you put your 2 ranks in? If you've put 2 ranks in.
I used to have a Scion, but I got rid of it for a newer car. I don't know where that is. Where does it say that on the character sheet?
Scions, so magical character sheet. It's halfway down the page on the left.
Oh yeah, I picked Dreaming Sky and Plains of Memory.
Plains of Memory, right? Okay, so right, so we'll do with Dreaming Sky. So you got 1 rank, so you can either learn either the first divination ritual or the first dream walking ritual.
Yeah,
so the divination
I picked,
one,
dreaming without sleeping. Is that?
All right. Yep. Sure. Okay. So dreaming without sleeping, that's fine. And what did you pick for the second one?
It says Dow's port key. Does that make any sense to you?
Dow's port. Yep. So that's first one in the ghost walking rituals. Yeah. Brilliant.
And I have no idea what either one of those do, so I actually have to look that up.
No, that's fine. So Dow's port key. So when you enter the Shadowlands, it's really easy to get lost because effectively when you're traveling in the Shadowlands, you're walking through someone's memory, but it's a collective memory. So if you enter a room, you don't know whose dream you're in. But as long as you have an open route to go to the next room, you're still in that same person's dream. If you manage to close a door and you're blocked from where you came from, you could enter someone else's dream, and that dream can be from a slightly different period. So you could have jumped 5 years, 10 years, and then you have to then find your way back using port keys. Port key is a portal or a doorway or an opening that will take you back to where you want to go or where you want to go to. So with Dow's port key ritual, it allows you to find one of these portals. If the door gets closed, you can use this ritual to either look to try and open that door again and take you back to the memory that you were in, or to find a new portal to take you to another memory of your choice. It's very easy to get lost in the Shadowlands, but that's one of the things I want to play test with you guys when it comes to it. And the second, so you've got Dow's port key and dreaming without sleeping.
Yeah.
That ritual allows you to meditate and then enter the gallery, and you can't enter a dream, but you can look into a dream, and it's another person, another mundane who's asleep. You can peer into their dreamscape, is what it's called. Right, so that's you sorted. Adrien, your idea of where you'd want to put the 2 ranks?
Yep. I've put 1 in attunement and 1 in planes of memory.
Planes of memory. Okay. So planes of memory, do you want to go for the Dow's port key? Or
where are these in the book?
Page 220.
And what was the other option?
Memory.
Dow's port key or
So the portkey, what does that do? It allows you to like find your way out of something.
It allows you to find the entrance to another memory.
Okay. And what's the other thing you can take?
The other thing is past lives, and that's called stirring memories. So I'll read this out to you. A severed soul interacts with and hypnotizes the person who wishes to commune with a past life. After the ritual has been successfully completed, the awakened may be able to speak with a hypnotized person, but will receive answers from a previous incarnation. These answers are based on memories that do not belong to the person, so there's always an element of confusion in how the information is passed on. So if you want to tap into the past of someone, of a previous incarnation, or like a glimpse into the history of this person's soul's history, you would use that spell, that ritual.
Stirring memories. Yeah. That sounds like that's what my character would be interested in doing.
Yeah.
Maybe it means I'll be stuck in this whatever Shadowland.
It's all right.
But
stick with Ken, he'll get you out.
Yeah. So I write down stirring memories under rituals.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And she went for attunement. So you can either have the first ritual from manifestation is minor potion / charm. So that allows you to create a potion or charm that once consumed or broken manifests a rank 1 feature your avatar possesses. So that if you've got an avatar and you want to invest loads and loads of features into it, then it's a sound investment. If you decide to go down a spell path, it might not be as big as an investment.
And what are the options? What page do I look at to see these things?
Your features. Well, we'll come back to this. So your features are part of your avatar, and that's the next section of magical character creation.
Okay.
And then the other one.
Yeah, I'll go on.
So the other one, bestowing, it's a mana splinter. So effectively, you break off a small portion of your soul, and you fill it with mana from one of your mana pools, and it can be given to and used by any creature capable of performing magic. So effectively, if you have,
I can give someone some of my magic ability.
It's some of your mana pool. Effectively, you can give someone the fuel to cast their spells. It also means that if you break it off, you'd lose, say, 5 mana, 10 mana, whatever. And then your mana pool would then rise back up again. So then you'd have an extra 10 mana, 5 mana spare. And you just either have to drink the potion or break the charm. And then that mana is released. And whoever's holding it gets that mana for that scene, and they can use that fuel for whatever magic they want.
Okay, that sounds like that might be a cool way to boost things or whatever. So why don't I go for that? What was it called again?
It's called Mana Splinter.
Okay.
I'm more than happy for you guys to mess around, and then after like an adventure or two, and you say, actually, these rituals, I'm not using them whatsoever. I'm more than happy for you to just say, right, change ritual, change your scion, because you haven't read it. It's a new system. You know, had a chance to read through it.
Sure.
It's a learning curve for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. So that's the scions. That's the rituals. The next section is curses. So your character, every severed soul has a number of curses, but the curses that are relevant is your anachronism. So with a pencil, not with a pen, you've got a grid of 10 boxes. The second half, fill in grey. This measures your progress towards either success, becoming a blue blood, or failure, becoming a grey skin. And it's the success of your dream. every time you die, one of the boxes.
So I colour in grey the second 5 boxes in that mechanism. Okay.
Yeah. So you've got the first 5 blank.
Yeah. Okay.
Second half grey.
Yeah. I feel like I've already lost because I have just the opposite.
So, effectively, every time you die, you fill in a grey bar. Every time your soul is increased, you rub out one of your greys. Every time you have a major step forward with your dream, you rub out one of the grey. So every time you become more powerful, every time you're successful, it moves towards all white. Every time you die, every time you fail or there's a setback, the closer you move towards failure. And then beneath that is feedback. So feedback is every time you perform magic within the mundane realm, I roll some dice, and based on the situation, your feedback will increase. When your feedback reaches 10, the bond between you and your magical abilities are snapped. You can't cast spells, you can't summon your avatar, you can't cast rituals. If you die, you're dead for good. You will not regenerate within your sanctuary. Game over. And also, if your character's really old and you're say 500 years old, those 500 years will catch up with you the moment that bond is broken. And like the classic vampire where things age and crumple to dust, that could happen because you will age 500 years, and you will within a scene you'll be rotting and dead. So that's your feedback. Feedback starts off at 0. Your backlash duration will be 3 months, and your backlash catch up will leave that for 0. Okay. Next is your avatar. So Ken, yours was an Usham.
I didn't actually have any backlash.
No, you develop. You would have in that battle scene. You will have got feedback, but because years passed and you wouldn't have used much magic. Feedback slowly resets back down to 0. So I've just ignored it.
I have a feedback built in,
rub it out,
but
then.
I don't have backlash duration or.
All right, rub out that feedback. Rub out that box of feedback. So you're fresh now. You're at 0.
Oh.
Okay.
I would, but
2.
I feel like I have no hints.
Adrien, N.
Yep.
The rank of your avatar starts off at 2.
Okay.
Feedback starts off at 0. Means that when you summon your avatar, at the very least, you will get no feedback. I won't roll any dice for you simply summoning your avatar. If it's obvious magic, and as a rule of thumb, if performing magic in any way, shape or form makes my NPCs think, what the fuck just happened, there's going to be feedback. I'll be rolling dice, and I'll be keeping dice equal to their level of WTF effect. Because
I guess the nature of my magic means that's less likely to, like, if it's mind stuff. But
so generally, level 1 spells, which detect spells, don't generate feedback because it's all in your head. Understanding generally doesn't generate any feedback because it's all in your head. If you apply your knowledge and it leaves someone else thinking, well, how did he know that? Then there's a possible feedback. But as a general rule, ranks 1 and 2 spells, no feedback. It's only when you get into 3, 4 and 5, that's when feedback comes in, because that's you're actually influencing the outside world. So, the The cost to summon your avatar is the rank times 5. So it costs you to summon your pen, it'll cost you 10 mana. And it's with you until you dismiss it. Okay?
Okay.
Or it turns into the other time of day or night. So if it's set in the day, it will vanish. It goes somewhere, but doesn't go back into your sanctuary. But I'll come back to sanctuary in a little while. So
I do remember doing something that caused feedback. Are you saying that has gone away?
Yeah, it's gone. A year has passed, and your feedback's faded away into nothing.
Oh, well. Not according to this eraser that won't erase. I'm sorry. I just did that again. I'm not sure what the backlash duration and the backlash catch-up is.
So duration is 3 months. So when backlash happens, it lasts for a period of time equal to your soul rank times months. So you will be mundane for 3 months if backlash happens.
Okay.
And your backlash catch-up will be 0. Effectively, that's how many years your body has to deal with as time catches up with you. Right. So we'll do you, Adrien. So your artifact, your avatar is an artifact, and you can choose 2 features related to the artifact tree. So artifact starts on page. So that's on page 165. When I wrote this book, I had in mind that most people would either make a weapon, or armor, or shield, that sort of thing. But there is still the capacity to make clothing or just a general item. So, so for you, your template is a pen. And you have to choose 2 features. So you could still kind of use a pen as a dagger if you wanted to. But I think from what you've been explaining, you would be using this as a talisman to power your spells. So if you wanted to go down the bolstering your spells, have a look at page 178 under the talisman features.
178 talisman. Okay.
Yeah.
Artifact. So what do I do? I say talisman. That's one of the things.
So so your first feature will be so under
that makes sense.
So under your character sheet, under feature, you've got talisman.
Okay.
And then you can choose one of 2 other features under the talisman tree. So the first one is primary foci, and what that means is whenever you cast a spell using your talisman, you get +5.
Okay. Okay.
And the second one is Scion. So whenever you're casting a ritual with your pen in hand, you get +5 to that roll.
Sorry, I don't understand the difference between...
So when you're casting a spell, you would roll your soul, keep a number of dice equal to your pattern. So you've got 2 dice, you've got 2 ranks in earth, in electricity. So you'd roll 6 dice and you'd keep 2. And then based on the school or the category of your spell. So say, for example, you were casting a detect spell, roll 6 dice, keep 2, and you would, if you got 1 rank in detection, you would add +5. With the spell being cast with your pen in hand, that +5 becomes +10 if you go for the primary Hawkeye. Rituals, same system. You roll a number of dice equal to your soul, so you'd roll 6 dice. If it's a ritual in dream walking or attuning or whatever, you would keep 1 die. I've also been reading this where it says you would need to have your scion of at least rank 2. So the scion Hawkeye isn't just yet available for you.
Okay.
So my advice would be to take the primary Hawkeye.
Okay, let's do that.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Okay. No problem. Right.
Yep.
So that's your 2 features.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, for your Usham, just to make sure that you're on the same page. Your Usham was, the template was a bear. And what were the 2 features that you chose to go with your bear?
I think it was breaker and armor. Or brawler and armor.
Yep, that sounds about right. So, bear. So Usham, it's page. Yeah, 181. So under bear, you could choose 2. You could either choose, of these 4, you can choose 2. So you've chosen brawler. You can choose natural armor, or prowess, brawn, which would give you an extra rank in brawn, or a specialty in intimidate. So choose.
Yeah, it
if you haven't
says that
already.
I have a special. I have intimidate, is what it says as well.
Can you recall which 2 you chose?
It says brawler, and then
And the other one?
intimidate. But I also have natural armor, is what it says. I don't know why I have. It says I have 3, but
for the time being, we'll just. I think I know why, so it's fine. Don't worry. I don't think you've done anything wrong. So obviously we must have gone through all of this with you.
Yeah.
But I just want to go through step by step for the benefit of Adrien and the viewers.
Sure.
So both avatars are done. Okay. The next one, the next step is divergence. So this is where you can give your character a bit more uniqueness. So you have a choice here. You can either you've got 1 rank to allocate amongst either your spells, rituals, or avatar. What this means is you can either put a rank in your primary element, which will mean that you keep 1 extra die in your spells for that element. It also means that it unlocks rank 3 of the spells, because at the moment you're capped, your spell rank or tier is capped by your rank. So if you put that rank into electricity, it means that you would have access to the 3rd rank in the mind spells. And then because you're getting a rank in a pattern, you get an extra trick for free. The same thing applies to rituals. So you'd have it's 1 rank, and you choose either spells, rituals, or avatar. So if you didn't want to go for spells, you could put a rank into one of your scions and increase it to 2. And then by increasing it like that by 2, that would give you a free ritual linked to that. And then it means that, say, for example, if you went back to your avatar, Adrien, and you wanted to go for the rituals, and that scion Hawkeye, which wasn't available before, is now available, because you would just simply say it's a foci for this bestowing, and I've got attunement 2. So every ritual that you perform, you would keep an extra die, and you'd get an additional ritual underneath attunement, so you could go for bestowing rank 2. The third option, which I think, Ken, is what you've gone for, is to put that rank into your avatar. So your avatar would be 3, the cost to summon it would be 15, and you'd have that third rank. That third feature which would be natural armor, intimidate.
Oh, yeah, that's, yeah, I have an avatar of 3.
Yep. Brilliant. Okay. So, Adrien, I'll let you mull over that. While you're doing that, Ken, I mentioned in passing that every severed soul is severed from the Great Cycle, but your soul resides within a little pocket dimension just outside of the Great Cycle called the Sanctuary. The Sanctuary is where your soul resides. When you summon your beast form, your human body is teleported to the heart room within your sanctuary, and your avatar, your werebear, takes your place in the mundane. If you die, your soul regenerates your body, and when you wake up after death, you'll be in your sanctuary and you can head out. Sanctuary is entirely of the player's design. It is effectively your dream as a physical, permanent place outside of reality. It has 3 portals, or Nibiru, crossing points. One goes to the mundane, one goes to the Shadowlands, and one goes to Otherworld. The one in Otherworld takes you to a random place just above the surface. You open the door, or go through the cavern, or whatever, and you peer down into the chaos of the deep below, where all things are conceived, all possibilities exist. Shadowlands will take you to a place in the past that is now a memory. But the most important Nibiru for you guys is your portal to the mundane realm. So in the mundane realm, where you live, where you're most comfortable, there will be a door, an entrance, or something like that, that when you walk through it, you step into your sanctuary. Best way of thinking of this is imagine the Chronicles of Narnia when they go through the wardrobe. But instead of going into Narnia, which is another world, you're actually entering into the home of your soul. And in this sanctuary, you are the creator. As your soul increases, the sanctuary gets bigger. So at the moment, you will have rooms within your sanctuary. You'll have the heart room and your 3 Nibiru rooms. The room for each of the portals of the Nibiru rooms has a little aid, has a little sprite that when you enter the sanctuary, it's like a miniature butler. It can do whatever you want. It'll take your coat, give you some fresh drinks, whatever, let you know, yep, everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. It'll take whatever form you want. But the general gist is everything within this dream is associated with your element. So, Ken, your sanctuary will have a dreamscape with a lot of fire. So your aids could be little balls of flame walking around, or it could be a magma giant. It could be anything you want. The sanctuary is exactly how you design it. There's only 2 caps. 1, your soul, and 2, your imagination. And whenever you want to, like going back to you, Adrien, what if I wanted to go into Otherworld? You would just simply use your sanctuary. You'd step into your sanctuary and go, right, I want to go to the Shadowlands? I'll go to the Shadowlands. Want to go to Otherworld? You go into Otherworld. Entering those 2 other realms poses their own problems. but they
Okay,
are
but
there.
my character has free access to these other worlds once he's a magic initiated person.
Yeah. And
Okay.
and I'm more than happy to simply go, fuck the storyline, forget about the play test. If you guys decide, right, we want to go through one of your sanctuaries, I want to explore Otherworld, we can do that.
But and so your sanctuary is just a porthole. But how do we know we all go to the same other world? Or there is only one other world?
There is only one realm called Otherworld, but within Otherworld, across the infinite expanse of potential, there are worlds that ancient severed souls. And so for example, there are gods who were around thousands of years ago, and they left the mundane to set up their retirement home in Otherworld. Then they've created a world around their Nibiru. And they've built it and built it and built it. And then, so beyond the threshold of their sanctuary into the Otherworld is their dominion.
So within that, this is probably just going on a tangent that doesn't matter, but these other worlds that are created by these other gods, do they have people or entities in it that have independent thought that could rebel or do their own stuff, or they're just sort of
Yep.
All right. Okay. Cool.
That's the reason why the Three Realms book has taken so long to write, because there's 24 of these worlds with free thinking creatures and entities, and I'm writing a setting, a miniaturized setting for each one, and some of them are connected by storyline, some invade other dominions and that sort of thing. So it's a massive expanse. It is a universe. It's a multiverse by this point.
Okay. So anyway, I've got to apply this one extra point. I'm a little overwhelmed by the option, so I'm just going to put it in electricity.
Okay.
Just give myself an extra point.
Yeah.
That's simple. Should make me a bit more powerful with stuff. So.
Sure. That gives you a spell. So you have Detect Element and you've got Detect Mind. You can learn Identify Thoughts easy enough.
Okay, I'll put that one down then. That seems useful.
Yes, yeah. It means you can read minds.
Yeah.
How you do it is entirely up to how you shape the spell. So that's just the effect.
Okay.
You as the player, or me as the narrator, or any narrator, you can be as specific or as nuanced or as general as you want when it comes to interpreting. It's a trick, it's not the spell. If you can think of a way of twisting a spell so it does more than the trick specifies, then go ahead. Magic's all about breaking the natural rules. If you can bend the rules within the book to create a spell like exactly how you want it, then go ahead. The tricks are just the cornerstone for that effect. It's not the full extent of the effect. Okay, brilliant. So we have done. I think that is all of magic. Yep, we've done Avatar, we've done rituals, and we've done spells. Brilliant. Excellent. So, we then move on to experience points. I think you should both have at least 35 experience. Ken, you might have spent 15 experience already, because 15 was earned from the introductory story. You might have got a bit more. I think you might have got like 20 for actually going through it. But I gave Adrien and Sketch just 15 points. I think I might have given you something more like 20, 25, but you played in the game, so you were there, you made the events, that sort of thing. So if you haven't got anything recorded down, Ken, increase what you have recorded by 20, and then you can spend that 20 experience on either mundane traits or magical traits. Mundane traits, can be found in the character development, and it is on page. Yeah, there you go. So mundane traits is on page 51, and that's stats, skills, expertises, languages, combat maneuvers, and possibly signature maneuvers. All a signature maneuver is you learn a combat maneuver, so just cold strike, to do something like a cold strike that trips. You say, right, I now have a signature move, and it's that specific combat maneuver, and I get +10 to do it. That's how it works. So you need to have a combat maneuver that you really, really want to invest in, and if you make it a signature maneuver, then you get +10. I think. Can't remember now.
So
Yeah, +10.
So just let's try and, like I'm looking at this table. So stats says rank ×3. So
The rank
like-
that you want to buy. So if you've got rank 2 and something, and you want to buy the third rank, it'll cost you 9 experience.
okay.
Okay. And if that rank is linked to a spirit pool or society pool, that increases, but then it also increases your mana pool. Same as if you're increasing a rank in your primary stats, again, that'll increase your mana pool by 2. Yeah, 2. The other table, which is for magical trait development, is the next page on 52. And that's soul, scions, dying ritual, increasing your pattern, ignore secondary pattern, and ignore totem. As your character gets more and more powerful and you meet more and more powerful severed souls, you have the option to abandon your path, which is a sorcerer, which is the bog standard magic user, and you can either go down the route of the shaman or the route of the magus. If you take the route of the shaman, the person you get to teach you breaks off a shard of their soul, so their soul rank goes down by 1, and they give you a part of their soul, and it gives you a totem, and that totem is a small version of an avatar. So say you met up with someone like Ken, whose avatar is a beast form, and you want to have a bit of a beast form, you want more of a physical character. Your totem would be a permanent half human, half beast form. A totem is permanent because it's not tied to your soul the same way that your avatar is. So say, for example, during the day you've got access to the avatar, and during the night you don't. Your totem is with you all the time, and it has its own little mana pool that you can use to power it, but not a lot. Okay. Your secondary pattern is, if you decide to take the path of magus, you can tick another box, another row below electricity, and say, right, I want to go for fire. And with secondary, that means that you can learn ranks in that element up to 4. So
what is a magus? Is their magic different, or it just means you get a second type of magic?
You get a second, but the costs change. What does it? Hold on, I might have changed that. 1 second, sorry. I've changed these rules so many times, I find it hard to keep track of. Nope, it's fine. So all it means is you'd have a second pattern that you're powerful in.
I see. Okay. All right. So I've just got to start applying these different these experience points now.
Yeah.
All right.
If you want, I don't mind either of you just saying, right, can I just save it? And then when we're playing and things come up where you think, oh, actually, I quite like this trick. I want to learn this trick now. I'll say, yeah, you've got it. So it's entirely up to you. I don't want it to be set in stone. It's a learning curve for everyone involved. And I'm more than happy for you to just hold off with the magical stuff. If you want to buy any mundane traits, go for it. But when it comes to the magical stuff, when you're exploring, I'll let you learn things.
One further question then. When you're in the magical worlds, the Shadowlands or the other world, are you really only doing magical stuff, or physical stuff still matters? Like you might still be stabbing someone, or you might
Yep.
Like
if you so for example, if you go into other world and you manage to enter a dominion or Toro, which is a huge world in there, then you're stepping into a world, and the stories could be you go on a quest to find something. You could be embroiled in a attempt to save castle from being taken or whatever. It's exactly the same. It's just you're not set in the mundane. You're set in a world where everything's made of magic, and the person next to you could be a talking lizard. It could be a skeleton who's showing you the way. It's a high fantasy world that you could be in. In the Shadowlands, it's a bleak world where the only way is down. There is aspects of horror within this realm of the Shadowlands because nothing new can be created. Everyone tries to harvest what little there's left. But
in that world though, in these worlds, you might be like, you come across some monster or something, you might be literally using your physical skills to run away and hide from that. You won't only be relying on magic though.
Correct. Yeah.
So your mundane skills are relevant in all these other realms.
Whatever, your mundane skills are relevant all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me try and figure out how to allocate some of these points then. So for a stat, it's the rank times 3.
Yeah.
I mean, my stats are pretty good.
My advice is look back on the adventure that you've just done.
Yeah.
And think, what were you not good in? Or what were the things where you're just thinking, actually, I want to be better in that. Think of it in terms of that, because it's a huge character sheet. It's there for diversity. But when it comes to increasing skills and expertise, it's quite cheap. So, for example, if you want to buy an expertise in rank 2, it's just 2 experience, but you've got 20 experience, so you can buy quite a lot of the little things. And as Bill's mentioned, skills is the number of dice that you want to keep. So skills are just as important, if not more, than your stat. Because you could roll 10 dice, but if you're not keeping any of them, and you're not Ken, then you could be scuppered, because not everyone can roll as many 10s as
he rolled a
as
10 just like out of nowhere, just like he had 1 dice. He rolled a 10. I mean, what
yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. You're both as bad as each other. God damn it! It's like rolling a d20 every time you want to do something. It makes my life really hard.
I don't know how. Like I say, I feel I need to put a secondary camera on my dice, because it's like. But I'm not. It's just what's coming up.
It made me really bad at Mothership, is what that did.
Yeah, actually, the number of times where you screwed up. I've rolled really well because I always roll.
Do you have to roll low in Mothership? Do you?
Yeah. And if you fail, it's like a cascade effect. It's like your stress goes up by 1. Welcome to hell. That sort of thing.
So if you have a 2 in a mundane thing and you want to increase it to 3, how much does that cost?
So, which one are you talking about?
Like if, for instance, I want to increase my bashing to 3, would it be?
So bashing, that's an expertise. If you want to increase it to 3, so it's at 2. You want to increase it to 3. It'll cost you 3 experience.
Okay.
And it means you've got plus 15 instead of plus 10.
Yeah.
Skills. So if I
feel
want
like
to
I'm
increase my melee by 1, and it's currently 1, that'll cost me 2. Is that right? Or is that wrong?
It'll cost you 4. It's the
4.
rank that you're buying times 2.
Okay, so I'm going to do
All
that.
expertise, it's the rank that you're buying times 1.
So 4, I've just got to keep. So I started at 35, so I'm now
What
at
about
31.
just if I want to have a skill, like a new skill, like that I have nothing in,
You're buying it rank 1, so it's cost you 2 experience.
like first aid, for instance. I don't have any first aid, so if I want a skill in first aid,
Hold on. First aid is an expertise. So have you got medicine?
yeah.
Yeah. So first aid 1 will cost you 1 experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
first
their
aid 2
expertise
would
is-
cost 2 experience, but I would have
Would
to
cost 4.
upgrade.
First aid 2 would cost you 4 because it's rank 2 times 2 because that's the skill.
Then what about increasing medicine from 1 to 2?
So what's your medicine at the moment? It's 1, yeah?
It's 1, yeah.
So if you want to increase it to to increase it to 3?
No, just to increase it to 2 because it's only 1 now.
It'll cost you 4 experience because it's rank 2 times 2.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
Yeah. Your first aid is an expertise, so it's whatever rank you're increasing it to times 1.
So that's expensive.
Yeah.
So rank times 4, so that avatar. So my avatar rank is 2. So if I want to boost that by 1, it'll cost me 8. Is that correct? No.
Oh, hold on. Avatar, yeah, it'll cost you. No. Hold on. It'll cost you 12 because it's you're wanting to buy
12.
rank 3.
Yeah.
So it'll cost you 12.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
But it would also double checking. My memory is shocking. Yeah. So if you want to increase your avatar by 1, you gain a free feature of my choice.
Okay. So I'm doing that.
You're going for that, right? Okay, I shall.
Choose.
Yeah. Right, I was thinking of
that's what I
2 choices here. I was thinking of 2 choices because effectively it's like a dagger.
Mhm.
So I'll let you choose. I was thinking of treating it as a dagger, or I'll give you a. Right, hold on. So you got talisman, and then you got primary foci. And it's rank 3. You may store mana within your talisman. Right. Right. I'm going to give you a choice.
Mhm.
It's rank 3.
Mhm.
So either limitless area, which the character may as an action activate this ability for a scene until the character executes a spell. The spell must be executed using the talisman as a component to receive the following benefit. When area is used as the target parameter and is set as greater, the maximum distance is removed. So I'm going to have to explain how spells work. So effectively what that means is when you're creating a spell and you're casting a spell,
Mhm.
you've got to think of a few things. 1 is the effect, and that's your trick. 2 is what are you targeting? Are you targeting a person? Are you targeting an area? Are you targeting a volume of something?
Mhm.
Then the next thing you got to think is, how long is the spell going to last for?
Mhm.
And then also, are you using any components to make your life easier? So, when it comes to casting a spell, when you cast a spell, there are components available. And how you, if you want to make your life easy when you're casting spells, the more components, the better. Because when you're deciding, effectively, imagine it like an equalizer, where you say, right, I want to, for example, you've got 3 parameter points when you're available to you. These points are allocated to your duration, your range, your components, and a target. So, for example, you've only got 3. You could say, right, I want to have a range of just, I'm going to spend 1 rank, a 1 parameter point in range, so that the effect will reach up to 150 yards. You're going to spend 0 parameter points for the duration, and it just lasts for 1 round. And then you're going to spend the other 2 parameter points in the target. So say, for example, you wanted an area that's a soul times 50 radius. It means that if 150 yards away, you can say, right, within this area that's a circle with a radius of 150 feet, that's where you cast the spell. So if you want to detect minds within that area, and that's not even in line of sight, you can cast that spell. But because you've used your parameter points, it means that you're going to have to use 2 components. And the various components are so you have somatic, which is body movements. So as long as you've got your hands free, you move your hands in a certain gesture. You have to, and that component has to stay the same every time you cast a spell. You then also have verbal, which is the traditional, you say some words and you activate the spell. Or talisman. So while you have that component, that pen in hand, you're already qualifying as as one of those components. So at 0 parameter points, you need to cast 2 components. You can reduce the number of components needed if you spend 1 parameter point. But if you put 1 point in components, it means that you're going to have to take a point from somewhere else. But then as your character develops and you put more points into soul, your parameter points increase, and then you've got more scope to do other things. Okay. So with the limitless area, if we were to replicate that spell, the cap for the area going to double check. Yeah. It means that the area, the circle of radius, well, 150, it can be as big as you want. But the bigger it is.
What's the other option?
The other option is making it as a weapon, so that you can stab people with it. Because at the moment, it's just a pen. It won't really do that much.
How does this, I guess this maybe just doesn't, so it just becomes a regular weapon or a sort of magic weapon?
It still stays the same.
Yeah.
It's just when you use it. So Right. I would give it a precision. It would be treated as a dagger. So we take the stats from the dagger weapon, and it would get +5 precision. So that's not going to be that useful. It just because you're increasing your melee. I thought, well, then this pen.
Yeah.
The avatar has its own personality, so even though it's a pen, it still thinks. So I was thinking, well, if you're just increased melee, I thought, oh, maybe go for that.
I was trying to think of, maybe this is silly or doesn't work, but something where it has a magic property where, like, the ink, if I can, like, write or spray some ink on someone, it's like some sort of poisonous effect or some sort of burning effect or something.
Oh, right. Oh.
That may be weird or not fit with the game. I don't know.
No, it would fit with the game. It's just I haven't thought of it before.
Sure.
It's such
kind of whipping on it.
Quite like that. I do like that idea. So effectively, it's poison.
Yeah, it does. It has some sort of effect. It might be to slow someone down or to weaken them a bit or something. I don't know.
I think that's quite advanced, but that's something to bear in mind with, like, if you wanted, we could kind of create a tree where poison is applied in a weapon, because it's not in the main book.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm more than happy to create a tree, artifact weapons that has poison in it, because poison is in there for if you've got a familiar or host. So
it could even tie into the mind effects, like where it slows down their reactions or something, so that, you know, they get less actions or something like that, or they can't move as fast, so they lose speed or something. So it's like giving them a brain fog, you know, or something.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Put down a limitless area for now.
Okay. No worries.
That's food for thought, because every expansion book that I write, there will be a section where I'm introducing new spells, new artifacts, new abilities, and having a tree of artifacts that do specific kinds of poison that aren't necessarily physical, but could be like mental. Can either be as a spell, which you enchant into your artifact, or manifests it as a special ability. But no, it's stuff like that where it fits perfectly in with the game, because there isn't much that doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just having the imagination to apply it to what you have.
All right.
So
no worries.
Okay. So
good. I'll just, I guess I'll quickly, you want me to allocate the rest of my points stuff?
you can save them. You can always save them. You can save them. So
all right, I'll save them. I've got 15 left, so.
What about can I get a defense feature called lesser replenishment? It's a rank 1 with no prerequisite.
Oh, lesser replenishment.
How much does that cost? How much does that cost?
I will check. So
I don't know how to buy that. It says cost. Oh no, it doesn't say cost on it.
So lesser replenishment is a rank 1.
Yeah. And this would go in what section of the character sheet?
This would go under avatar, under features. So where you've got natural armor, brawler, and intimidate, put down lesser replenishment, and that is a rank 1 feature. So that'll cost you 2 experience.
Okay.
Because it's rank
times 2. But I have to be
2.
in my avatar form for it to work.
Your avatar gets that.
Yeah.
So effectively, you heal 1 fatigue at the beginning of each round.
Yeah. And then it looks like wound knitting.
Yes. Yeah.
Can I? And how much would that cost?
So that would cost you. So that's a rank 3 ability. Yeah, you need lesser replenishment, natural armor, which you've got. Yes and yes. It's rank 3, so it'll cost you 6 experience.
Okay, so that it just doubles. All right.
Yeah. So when you buy that feature, the feedback from your avatar goes up by 1.
Okay.
So on your character sheet, underneath
on the bottom, where it says four. Well, I'm not sure about the wound knitting. I might not do that, but the lesser replenishment, I have to add 1. Is that correct?
That doesn't increase your feedback. It's fine.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, because it's rank 1. If it's rank 1 or rank 2, it doesn't increase your feedback. It's when you get into ranks 3, 4, and 5 that's when things get really intensive.
And what is prowess attention? That is the role.
So prowess.
Where is that prowess?
Prowess.
That's a skill.
That increases your stat. So prowess. So you choose one of your stats. Either speed, control, brawn, presence, attention, and acumen. And the dice pool increases by 1 in your avatar, in your Usham form.
Where is that? Where is the?
So
ability?
in your on your
Prowess.
character sheet, just underneath features, just put down +1 next to which stat did you want to go for?
No, well, I'm trying to figure out where the ability prowess is. PROW.
Prowess is just the name of the feature. You would say prowess, attention, prowess, acumen, prowess, speed, and it increases the dice pool by 1, not the rank, but the dice pool. So if you had prowess control, your control dice pool goes up by 1. So if it's normally, say, 6, it goes up to 7.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So prowess is just the name of the feature. It's not the stat that you're looking for.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, because I was looking at prerequisites for where is it? It's gone away. It was an
Have you got an idea of what it was?
It was around
Was it acumen you were thinking of?
yeah, acumen.
Oh, prowess, acumen. Were you wanting to go for reflexes and increase your initiative by 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was reflexes, but I think it was near there.
So you've got sturdy, which needs prowess, brawn, and specialty weights. Quadruped swift needs prowess, speed, specialty run.
Oh, I see.
Reflexes increases initiative by 1. Low light vision requires prowess, attention.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was reflexes I was looking at.
Okay.
That's
Have you got
why
enough experience? Is that what you're going for, acumen? Right.
Yeah, acumen is my acumen. I think is really low, unfortunately. Where's acumen?
So your acumen was originally down as 8, but it shouldn't have been, because it's your primary is physical.
Yeah.
So your acumen went down to 6, but when you're in the ocean form, it means that your
Oh yeah. So
acumen
it's
dice
acumen.
pool
Yeah.
would become 7. So you'd have 7 in your dice pool for acumen in your beast form. And if you wanted to go for the reflexes, so reflexes would cost you 6 experience,
6.
and the prowess acumen would cost you 2 experience.
And that would go in the avatar.
Yep, and then just under the features list.
All right, gotcha. What is the unarmed feral? What does that mean?
So if you've got feral weapons such as claws, tusk, fangs, horn, anything like that, then you're able to fight with those natural weapons. So on your character sheet, you'll see, like under unarmed, you've got block, which is your defense.
Yeah.
You've got
block.
feral, that's for natural weapons. And then you got your kick for kickboxing, punch for punching, and wrestling for obviously wrestling. But for the feral, that's like a specialized expertise where if you got an ocean form with claws or anything like that, using those claws gives you an expertise bonus.
Does my Usham have claws, or is that something?
I don't know. So far, it doesn't, because you would need to buy something called lethal. Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, lethal. So that's lethal.
Because at the moment you're just punching people.
Yeah, I gotcha. Where is that?
If you went, so for example, if you went for lethal damage,
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, lethal damage.
it would mean that you could inflict wounds rather than trauma with your unarmed attacks.
All right. So yeah, that's what I think I might get.
That's right.
And that's 4.
That would cost you. That would cost you 4 because it's rank 2.
All right, and then so I would have
it's
just
got no
enough to
prerequisites.
get both lethal damage and that other reflex.
And so reflexes would cost you 6 because it's a rank 3. But it means your initiative in your ocean form goes up by 1.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I just put a bunch of small things into my little Usham form.
Okay.
And that is a bonus to what? The reflexes is a bonus to what?
It increases your base initiative. So the prowess acumen, the prowess acumen gives you +1 die when you use your acumen. So when you counterattack, you use your acumen dice pool. So at the moment that's 6, but in your Usham form, you're actually rolling 7, minus any penalties that you've got.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so in your Usham form, you're more counterattack. You're more counterattack than actual all-out brawler.
Yeah.
Okay. Adrien, how are you doing?
Yep, good. I just had a thought. I was having a think about my character and things. I want him to be able to do magic tricks, as in like a magician, like card tricks and stuff like that. Now, I've got knavery sleight of hand. I've also got one in form. But what would you roll if I was trying to do like a card trick or,
Sleight of hand.
like a coin? It'd be sleight of hand. So I've already got the right combo for that.
Yeah, you're right. You're on the right path.
Okay, good. It's just an idea. I think it would tie in with my character quite well.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I've got 11 points left. I haven't allocated. I can't really decide where to put them.
Okay, sure.
Let's see. I feel I've already allocated a fair bit with magic, and that's a bit more complicated to work out. So I'll stick with these other things. Maybe actually a bit more perception. I've only got the base in that. That would make sense. So if I want to add to my rank in perception, which is only the default one, what do I need to?
It would cost you 4 experience to increase
Four.
to 2.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's worthwhile.
Okay.
Takes it down to 7.
I would save the rest, and if anything comes up in
Okay. I can apply them then. All right. Got 7 left. Cool.
yeah, not quite within the rules, but as I say, this is a learning curve for everyone. So I'm more than happy to people. Or if you decide,
Right.
I want to change
Yep.
the shape of your avatar, more than happy to do that.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
So character creation, bent XP, brief description of how spells work. I'll wait until next week when hopefully we've got a full cast.
Mhm.
Okay, so what I want to go over is, as mentioned in the message, you got a couple of proposals. Following on from you arranged a meeting with Lady Venara, and you met with Giovanni,
Yeah.
who explained to you that they're red hands. So,
Yep.
Giovanni's a young red hand, very young red hand, while Lady Venara, you don't know how old she is, but she's old. She is what she calls herself. She calls herself a blue blood. She's an ancient. Now that's before your awakening, but their offer is still on the table. The other offer that you got was from Johannes de Tizago, and he was wanting to know if you would join the White Company as an officer. He needs someone who's good with logistics.
Mhm. Yep.
So throughout the whole year, before
Yep.
and after, the offer still stands. He doesn't care if you're a red hand or not.
Yep. I think I'm gonna focus on the banking idea. That to me that's kind of where I'm comfortable. My character is like he's trying to climb the ranks of influence in Venetian, society and gather wealth and power and stuff like that.
Brilliant. Right. So during the downtime, then, you are introduced to Miller's character. Hopefully, at some point, Miller will be able to get back into it, but we'll see. But more importantly, you are introduced to a man by the name of Enzio Core. He's old man. He looks kind of like monastic. He always wears a crucifix around his neck. Clearly a devout Christian. He is a patient man. When you're talking with him, he's always listening, and he says very little and kind of lets you do the talking. However, after you are awakened, everyone who's awakened must be took under the wing by another severed soul. Daucus was taken under the wing of Johannes de Tizago because he's also a severed soul. And for 3 months, effectively, your patron teaches you the rules, such as what you can't do as per the rules of the Malaika. You're told about the Exalted. So this is for both of you. Johannes tells you this, Daucus, whilst Enzio Core, who is probably the first severed soul to meet you after you awaken. He becomes your patron. You're told that long ago, thousands of years ago, there was a conflict between the angels, and they will call them the angels. Others will call them the exalted. Between the angels and the ancient severed souls, the exalted won, and they imposed their laws. And these laws revolve around the whole idea of, one, no severed soul is to call themselves a god, act like a god, or promote the worship of them as a god. There is only one god based on whichever religion you belong to. The second one is you cannot bring forth any plagues, and there's other little rules involved with that one, with the laws of Mala'ika. I'm going to try and quickly find them. The second set of rules that you have to follow are called the traditions of hospitality, and they're not as stringent. They are more of a they set out what is etiquette. Traditions. Right. Yeah. So the laws of the Mala'ika are: no plague shall be created by the severed souls. No people will be subjected to famine by the will of the severed soul. No two peoples are to go to war for the benefit of the severed soul. No awakened may proclaim themselves a god, and no awakened may create life. The rules of hospitality, as I said, are less stringent. They're not enforced by anyone except other severed souls. The laws are enforced by a group of severed souls called the Havaza, and they're effectively the policemen of severed soul society. The rules of the hospitality are: newly awakened will be taught the laws and the traditions, given shelter by the first elder who encounters them. Shelter shall have a period of no less than 3 cycles of the moon. The call of the Ashen Phoenix cannot be ignored, and the ruling severed souls must be notified of arrival at a domain, danine, or dominion within the setting and rising of 3 suns. So, the Ashen Phoenix are a faction of severed souls who hunt down the enemies of the Great Cycle, such as demons, fallen, within the mundane realm. There are, in the Shadowlands and in other worlds, there are other enemies, but for the time being, while you're in the mundane, we'll just focus on those two. So, demons, you're told, are manifestations of one of the 4 unclean. And the 4 unclean is famine, pestilence, war, and murder. Legends have it is that there are 4 unclean who have long ago were locked away somewhere within the Great Cycle, but parts of their consciousness sometimes seeps through into the Great Cycle. So wherever there's a war, the center of that war, spurring it on, there is a demon of war. An aspect or an avatar of the unclean of war has entered the Great Cycle, and the Ashen Phoenix will not try and stop the war, because that's usually political and it's based between one country and another, but they will hunt down the demon that would, if left unchecked, would allow that war to never end and to expand. Same with famine, same with pestilence, and same with murder. Difference with murder and war is murder is wholesale genocide, where it isn't one side fighting the other. It's one side just simply killing, murdering another group. And they're the four demons, four types of demons. The fallen are... Does Daucus have any folklore or any occult or anything like that? Nope.
No
Okay.
way, man.
All you're told is the fallen they equate to the devil. They're the bogeymen who come out of night to tempt you to make pacts for your soul, that sort of thing. Pietro has a bit of occult, doesn't he, and a bit of lore.
Yeah, I've got one in occult and one in mythology.
Oh, perfect. So, fallen for you is more specific. That the Greeks called them the Titans or the Gigantes. Others call them the Giants. They are, and in the Bible, they have another name. They are like the children of unholy union between angels, fallen angels, and humans. In other ways, the fallen are the fallen angels. So for you, your understanding of what the fallen means is quite extensive. So whenever there is the detection of a fallen, again, the Ashen Phoenix will send out a call, and the call cannot be ignored. You are to join the hunt, to hunt down, whether it be a giant or a demon. The third kind are the dragons. Again, those with folklore will understand dragons to be more of a slithering, unholy creature that comes out of nature to wreak havoc, and they're usually slain by holy men. But with a bit of a cult, the term dragon also has a spiritual connotation. Has Pietro ever shared or shown an interest in the pagan religions?
Yeah, I think he has been, interested. Like,
Okay.
he's not really a true believer in Christianity. He goes along with the, pretending to for political reasons, but he's always,
Because you don't have any ranks. I don't know, you didn't have any ranks in the folklore. So
just mythology.
for you, dragons have... You've heard rumors that dragons are not the lizard-like creatures that saints slay. They are a manifestation of nature itself. Something you don't quite understand, because your character hasn't gone down that route. So you've heard rumors, you'll have read snippets, and that's one reference to dragons. You don't quite understand what it means, but again, whenever a dragon is detected, a hunt will be called by the Ashen Phoenix, and it cannot be ignored. You must, if you can, join the hunt and slay the giant, the demon, or the dragon. Okay. What else was there in that section? There, 73. Yes. Other terms which will be new to you guys is the last rule of hospitality. There was a ruling awakened must be notified of arrival at a domain, danina, or dominion. So a domain is the center of a blue blood's dream. whether it be a country, a workshop that is the center of a new innovation of technology, a school, whatever. So Venice itself is the domain of 6 severed souls, and you're introduced to 4 of them, but I'll come to that in a second. Danina is the equivalent of that sort of area, but in the Shadowlands. And Dominion is those worlds created by a severed soul in other world. So whenever you enter those territories, you must, within 3 days, let the rulers know that you're there and your intent. The 6 rulers of Venice are as follows. You never meet him, but he is the first severed soul, a character by the name of Ursus. His symbol is a crocodile, maybe like some sort of dragon lurking in the water. Pietro, you instantly recognize that name of Ursus and that symbol as being connected to the family Candiano. Within your most ancient of family regalia is that symbol. Like, it'll be in the corner of books, it'll be a relief on a stone wall that's so old, the building is so old that the details have almost worn away. But what it is revealed is your family, the Candiano, was originally founded by Ursus. Candiano is one of the oldest families, but have long ago fallen from grace. And as you know, you're a major family on the way down. You're quite near the bottom. The second one is, again, you don't meet her, but her name is Carola Carrara. I'm going to double check. I've got the name right there. And this is for both of you because she's in. Oh, sorry about this. Yeah, Carola Carrara. The name Carrara is relevant because the Lord of Padua, he sent some of his men to go with you guys to fight the war against the Duke of Milan.
Is that Lady Corolla? Is that something different?
So the lady that you travelled with was Lady Fanara, but her name is of the family de Carrara, and the Carrara is the ruling family of the city of Padua.
Yeah.
A lot of, they all sound quite similar. Apologies, it's just a coincidence because her name is historical and so is Fanara. It just happens to sound the bloody same.
Yeah, like so, Enzio has a similar name, and
Enzio Cora is very similar to Carrara, but
and then
it's just
I guess
how
Lady Ageta Fosieta.
Oh, Agneta.
Yeah,
her name. Yeah, that was Agneta. Where's she gone? Yeah, so. Yeah, that she was someone that you met. But anyway, so the next ruler.
But I think she served the Lady
Carrara. Yeah, she is. She serves the Carrara family in the small city of Treviso. She will come really relevant. She is actually at the beginning of the next adventure, so well remembered.
Hey, do what I got.
Yeah, in the tradition of Bill, give yourself an experience point for that.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh yeah. So, where was I? Yes, distracted as always.
Sorry.
The third family belongs to the Narcio family. He is a ancient. His severed soul name is Narses. His mundane name is Enzio Core. So as it turns out, the guy who's took you under his wing, Pietro, is one of the founding fathers of Venice. So when he's introducing you to people, a lot of the other severed souls or initiates actually nod to him. Almost the initiates, especially, they almost bow towards him. He is that important.
It's Miller's dad.
Miller.
Marco's dad.
Yeah, Marco. Yeah, Marco's is also a banker.
This is his uncle. Yeah.
No, it's not his uncle. No. So, just as a bit of a background for you, Adrien, Miller's character, called Marco, he went down the similar line of, I want to make money, I want to set up a bank, and he just happened to overlap with Narses. Narses, when it comes to the money, the trade, the banking within Venice, he is in all his fingers and toes are in every single pot and investment. He is the financial lifeblood of Venice. The next one.
I thought Marco was. I have this in my notes that Marco's the nephew.
Marco's uncle. So Marco's uncle, he was a Florentine who traveled to Venice, trying to set up a banking institute within Venice, and he was trying to get in touch with this mysterious Narses who holds the keys to the wealth of the city, and he, no matter what he tried, he couldn't get in touch with him.
Sure.
But through the events of the first story, Marco managed to achieve what his uncle had failed in a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
The next one is Agnello Partiziano. He is, again, one of the founding fathers. His dream is the architecture of Venice. So in terms of each severed soul having a dream, Narses' dream is the trade. Agnello Partizio's dream is the architecture of Venice. Ursus's dream is the independence of Venice. Antonio and Carola, their dream is the arts and the sciences of Venice. The next one is, where is he? Is Pietro Candiano, and his dream is the shipbuilding and the navy of Venice. He's a character that Nicolo will be meeting very, very soon. So that's the fifth. The last one is a lady by the name of Amna. What makes her stand out is she's not Christian. She's not from Venice. She's a Muslim from the Middle East. Her position within the courts is a bit confusing because she's mentioned as one of the founding mothers of Venice, because her dream is the unique and is the government of how Venice is run, because a lot of aspects of Venice is unique to Venice. So, but she's not. She seems to be no longer one of the six, and a native to Venice by the name of Marina Galina, who is the grandmother of Matteo's character. Yeah. She is the official sixth member of Venice's ruling family. You're introduced to all of them except Carola, because she is based in the city of Padua, and Ursus, who no one sees that often. You get the impression that he is so old that he may actually be sleeping, or he has almost drifted out of legend into otherworld. So, yeah, you're introduced to them. Both of you. For those 3 months, Johannes sticks with you, Daucus, and then once those 3 months are up, he heads back to the White Company. The rules dictate that if he's your patron, he must stick with you. He's had to abandon everything to make sure that you learn the ropes. And then once those 3 months are up, he heads off. However, the offer that he gave to you, Daucus, still stands. Do you want to join the White Company?
I think that was an interesting conundrum that you put, Daucus. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you were offered either. So you got 3 options really, and 2 of them kind of overlap. The first one was the offer by Muzio Sforza to become the Lord of Ferrara and to basically rewrite yourself as a noble. The second one is join the White Company. If you join the White Company and you want to have a rank in the White Company, you'd have to put ranks into backing. When you left to join the war, you were told not to by the city guard officials, but you defied them, so you've lost that job. So that rank you have in city guard, you can easily transfer that into either setting up your own company, becoming a condottieri, or you can join the White Company.
Let's see. I mean, it makes sense that he would join the White Company, but I feel like, somebody's like, you're gonna raise your status and get married to this lady. I was like, yeah. I mean, I'll be the Lord of Fiera. I feel like that's a big promotion. And from what I've gathered, in this world, you're nobody if you're not a noble.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So for you to be a noble, you would marry into a family that Muzio will arrange, not necessarily with his daughter, but with a well-established noble family in Ferrara. He can arrange that for you.
Yeah. So
if you want, and you got the experience points, you can put backing in Ferrara as a noble, and then spend points in associates to build up your cohort, and that cohort is your company, who serves underneath you within the White Company. You can do both. You can do whatever you want. It's just the more points you have in society, the more stretched you'll become. Yeah. And at some point, you'll not be able to do all of it.
Yeah, I definitely lost my cohort, my organization, and my patron, like all in the same go. So I feel like I've got to change it to something else.
The patron is special.
Yeah. Okay. So I
Because
still have the same
originally,
patron.
the patron was originally your captain in the city guard,
Mm-hmm.
but
No, Vito.
he had introduced.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was because he was in the city guard, but he introduced you to a severed soul.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the medic, the one who helped save the guy you rescued from the assassination attempt on the Doge.
Yeah.
Effectively, he's your patron.
Yeah.
Because
okay, gotcha.
Vito was working for him,
Yeah.
and now you're working.
Yeah, that
you
was
can, if you want to,
Encino. That
still
was,
work for him.
What was his name? His name was Encinio.
I'm gonna find it for you.
It was
Enrico Rossi.
Enrico.
Yep. So he was the medic, living and working in one of the schools, but he has ties with the city guard, and he will continue to. I mean, he could teach you, if you want, first aid.
Yeah.
Um,
So I would change my cohort to what?
It'd be the company, because in the adventure you did really well at rallying people to join the White Company to fight against the Viper. So a portion of those men equal to what you gathered.
21 folks
20. But some might have left, some might have joined.
Sure,
Let's have a look. What rank? So what rank have you got in associates?
I only have one rank in associates.
One rank. Okay. Yeah. So it's not it's not a specific number. It just means that you have followers, and it's a group of NPC extras who can help you with specific tasks. You choose a sphere of influence and a professional skill related to the sphere, and the followers who belong to the sphere can provide a boost. So your sphere of influence was the city guard. Now it's a military company, and the professional skill is up to you. How you want to use the company. If you want to use that skill as in melee or in influence, it's up to you. It's not a specific number, but you will have a lieutenant or a sergeant or whatever, and that's your associate. He's the one who's your go-between for the rest of your company. But I'll let you mull. It's entirely up to you. But,
Bob Barino.
But the important thing is that associate can be an initiate, so he can witness you performing magic, and he won't be detrimental. He won't help. He won't contribute to the feedback rolls.
Yeah. Okay.
Having initiates is very helpful.
I think I do have somebody in mind. Specifically that popped up. That's
Adrien.
Didn't die.
So you were offered either a rank within the White Company. I can't remember what's is it? It's not staff sergeant. I'm trying to remember what's the military rank where people deal with logistics? I know on a ship it's like a quartermaster, but what is it for the army? Does anybody know? I can't be bothered to Google. But anyway, that's the rank that he's offering you. When I say rank, you would need to put points into backing White Company and that determines what rank you're at. So you can spend experience, And then over time you can increase it, or you could just say, right, I want to join with rank 3. As long as you can afford with experience, you can do so. And then so yeah, what are you wanting to do? Are you wanting to join the white company, or are you wanting to just stick with the banking and stay within Venice? I can't remember what you'd said before.
I want to. This is about what happens in between the adventures, right?
Within the year. Within the year.
Yeah, I'm going to stick in Venice and see how I can leverage this relationship with Lady Finara and Giovanni de Picci.
Okay.
And see what I can see if this banking thing is going to go anywhere, or I want to be around the courts. I've been on that successful military mission, and now I'm back. I've restored the family reputation a bit through that thing that happened. So that's my plan. Yeah.
Okay. Is your character's dream linked with setting up a bank or some sort of finance, or is it completely separate and this is just you getting your foot in the door?
My dream is related to the idea that you should be able, your success should be based on your ability. So it shouldn't just be based on being born the firstborn son of the right family, but that, and I'm really thinking mostly within the noble classes in general, but that, the finest of them should be able to rise based on their intelligence and abilities. So it's about that. So the banking, I mean, it could, in the sense that, like having a banking system where, wealth can be accessed by a range of people. It's not just all tied up in being a rich family who just has it sitting in their vault, but there's actually a proper financial system of currency and, loans and that kind of thing that, other people can take advantage of. So maybe, yeah.
Right. Okay. Brilliant. I'll send you some private messages then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Right then. So, Daucus, you're joining the white company?
No.
Or are you going out independent?
I think I was gonna join become a lord, get married and start rearing some kids.
Brilliant. Cool. One last thing then is you guys need to tell me where the portals to your sanctuary is. It must be a doorway or a portal of some kind. I'll give you some examples of how the nature of the doorway could be, but it has to be in a place that you're familiar with. So it's usually like home, or a place that you would go when you were a child or a teenager, go on adventures, that sort of thing. So it could literally just be a doorway to a cupboard or wardrobe, or a gate into a garden. It could be a pool of water, so that when you dive into the water and you come out of it, that's the transition. So when you come out of the water and you do a certain thing, to properly activate your Nibiru, you also have to have a ritual attached to it. So otherwise, anyone will be able to get in. So you need a portal of some kind and a ritual. What the ritual looks like is not that important. It's simply a case of there is a ritual attached to you entering your sanctuary at a specific location. The problem for you, the complication with you, Daucus, is your Nibiru will be in Venice because your character's been in Venice nearly all his life, because he lived as a young person with his family way up in the north in the quarries, which is way off to the north and northwest, like miles away from the lagoon area.
I've got a place. I feel like the porthole should be Angela's room. I think that would
Brilliant.
be a significant.
Okay. Yeah. No.
You know, the door to her room is,
Yeah, sure. Because before she moved there, that was just a room within your house, which obviously was so important enough for you to put Angua in there. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. The complication for you, though, is when you move to Ferrara, do you lift the anchor, so to speak, of the portal in your old house? Because bear in mind, didn't it get burnt down by...
Take the door. Yeah, it did get burnt down.
It got burnt down, but you can still have the door. Yes, so you can. Yeah. The door itself is the portal. So wherever you put the door...
It was just like a really heavy wooden door.
Yep. Yeah. So the question is, do you want your character to be based primarily in Ferrara, or do you want your character to be primarily based in Venice? Because you can move between the two.
It would make sense that I would be in Venice, probably trying to bring stuff back to for as a liaison for the city of Ferrara.
Yeah, because Ferrara itself is it's been ravaged by at least one war, and it's never quite recovered. And there's a reason why you're the only severed soul associated with that city, is because after the invasion the first time by the Duke of Milan, a lot of people left. There's a lot of devastation, and it's a city that's still rebuilding itself. But for it to rebuild itself, you need resources to come in from Venice or from other places. Thankfully, you know at least one banker who could possibly help you with that. He's not listening. He's distracted. But so it's up to you. Wherever you put your door, so to speak, that's where your Nibiru will be. And if it's in Venice, that's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Adrien, where would you put your portal?
I was just trying to do a bit of research there to work that out. I'm thinking, and this is what I'm trying to find out, but these things were mostly a bit later. This is like, what year are we in?
1402.
02, yeah.
1403.
So I think it's in a library.
Oh, okay.
Now, yeah.
It'll be a
Could be a family library from my family.
Okay. Yep. So within the Candiano personal family library, there will be either a shadowy corner which you enter. Not like how you might go down, like there'll be rows and rows of bookshelves, and you can kind of like wander down into this dark corner, and when you turn left out of sight, you step into your Nibiru. That could be it if you wanted. It can be in the library. Because there is city libraries, but let's just say it's already been taken. So a family library is ideal. Yep. Okay. No problem. If you guys want, come up with a description of what the inside of your sanctuaries look like. It's up to you. That's great. So it's 10 to 11 here. I want to crack on, at least get the story started. So the year is 1403. I've got a bit of a blurb to read out, so I'll read it out to you. La 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 la. Yeah, 1403. Gian Galeazzo's Visconti's death struck the region. While his sons squabbled over succession, the enemies of Milan began to move in and take advantage of the internal strife. The first to do so was Francesco Novello da Carrara when he marched upon the Milanese territories of Vicenza and Verona. So, this brings me back to another point. No one knows exactly how the Duke of Milan died. Are either of you interested at all in investigating what happened?
Yes, because to me, it's the whole thing is a bit suspicious and weird. So,
Okay.
and I wonder now. I've learnt that that there's this whole other realm. Whether he was a severed soul and something happened to him,
He was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know?
You find
he
out.
was? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You are told by, in the meeting with Giovanni and the lady, you are told that he was a severed soul of the body. So he is someone who's incredibly hard to kill because he could regenerate his body. The two of them, especially the lady, doubt very much that there's any mundane or natural disease or poison that could kill him. So whatever killed him must have been magical in some way, but they don't know whether it was poison or an illness that he picked up or by a wound. On the battlefield, Daucus knows firsthand that the Viper had been injured many times, but no matter how many times he got hit, even by Daucus himself, he just healed himself. It was clear that he was becoming exhausted to the point of he's running out of mana to fuel his spells. That was when he retreated. But Daucus, as a first-hand witness, that he'd been wounded many times, but then he killed many, many people on that battlefield. So,
I'm probably misunderstanding some of the stuff you told us before, but is a severed soul not supposed to be leading wars? Was that one of the rules or not?
Well, as with all laws and rules, there's always interpretations. So the general gist, so that law has been around since the beginning of the previous age. As far as the ages are concerned, this current age is the age of the emperors, or age of emperors, and that started at about 600 BC. The laws of the Malaika were set in place at the beginning of the age of heroes, and that goes back to like 2000 BC-ish. So in that time, the exalted and the angels have kind of slipped away, and the people who now enforce the laws are the original severed souls that were bound into their servitude. So the current interpretation of that rule is no awakened can go to war as an awakened. So if you have a mundane guy such as the Duke of a city, then you can go to war, because you're going to war as the Duke of Milan. You're not going to war as the Red Hand Viper of Milan, that sort of thing. It's the enforcement and the interpretation has changed over the course of 3,000 years. But yeah, that is a good point. The first thing you realize is, yeah, that law's been broken then countless times. But that's the answer to that good question. Have an XP point, because it's relevant.
Right. So it's possible that, but we would know if the Phoenix people had
Ashen
got him or
Phoenix.
something. The Ashen Phoenix, would we?
Yeah, the Ashen Phoenix. The Ashen Phoenix only goes for the enemies of the Great Cycle, and they are the dragons, the giants, and the fallen.
Okay. So
And
that wouldn't apply if he was just...
Yep.
Okay.
He's just posing as the Duke of Milan. Yeah. When you're doing your investigations, you don't find much about the death of the Duke, but what you do discover is on at least 3 or 4 occasions, something similar has happened before over the course of about 1,000 years or so, where there has been a war footing in the peninsula, and then all of a sudden an illness takes the warmonger, and then he dies. He comes back, but this isn't the first time that a major war campaign has been averted by suspicious means concerning an illness. It's happened before.
And do we know, so we know he was a severed soul, right? And all the severed souls have their sort of, what about other severed, the sort of the network of severed souls and things in Milan? Does my mentor person or anything know, well, who else would have known about this guy and what was going on?
There are other severed souls residing within Milan, but you get the impression that they were all terrified of the Duke.
Okay.
There are rumours that what he would do is to get people to do what he wants them to do, he would cast a spell that would warp their body, and the only way for that deformed part of their body to go back to normal is for him to end the spell. And the only way, the obvious way to end a spell is for you to simply say, right, I've finished the spell. It's gone. Or if he dies or is dying, he would be forced to unbind that spell, bring it to an end, and then cast another spell. But that's how much of a monster the Duke was. He would deform people permanently to get them to do what he wanted them to do. And he didn't just do that on mundanes, he would do it on other severed souls. That's how powerful he was with the body element.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alrighty.
It sounds like he was breaking some rules.
Yeah.
Yes, but he always seemed to get away with it.
Yeah. There was this guy, John Hawkwood. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but it seems
John
like
Hawkwood.
That's a path that we could follow.
Yeah, so John Hawkwood is the previous name for Johannes de Tizago. So what you guys learn over time is John Hawkwood created the White Company decades ago to fight Milan and to fight other wars. The whole peninsula, very few cities have a standing army because they just hire one of these war bands by contract, hence the term condottieri. So John Hawkwood was killed. You don't know the specifics, but something or someone killed him. He came back, but because his death was reported and written down, he had to reinvent himself, hence changing his name to Johannes de Zago and having to start from scratch, rebuilding the White Company. It's if you ask that, are you suspecting that John Hawkwood may have something to do with the murder of the Duke?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think if it's not the murder, it may be something similar that happened to him. Maybe this was a force that was connected, or that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like going to Terzago would be a. I mean, I know we talked to him previously, but maybe he would point the investigation into a direction.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
When I'm like, no, man, I just got a gig in Pereira. I would love to join you guys, but and my services are always there, but
Yeah. So, in regards to investigating him, you would find that doing something as underhand as that would go against his whole being. There is a scene in the first adventure where, actually, Daucus, I think you were there, and Marco was there. There's a bit where the Duke taunts him, and he kind of turns his back. He turns his horse around, so his back is facing John Hawkwood. So John Hawkwood could just have killed him there and then with a thrust of his spear, but he didn't. He would only kill people in an honourable way on the battlefield or in a duel. So it's not something that John Hawkwood would do. And just go on. No.
It's not something he would do, but because he's been around a long time and experienced this, it's something that he might have. He might know a little bit more about the Duke of Milan than.
Well, he would tell you the stories of the torture that he would commit against his enemies and to his allies. So, for example, he had a general that was working with him by the name of Barbiano, and Barbiano signed a contract to serve Milan and the Duke, but that contract was backed up by some very nefarious enforcement. But with the death of the Duke, Barbiano actually was freed from the contract and has managed to get out of Milan. So he certainly had the motive.
Yeah.
But if you guys are interested, you can try and track down Barbiano.
Yeah, he definitely despised.
He despised him, but he had to serve him because of the contract that he signed.
Yeah, Alberico de Barbiano.
Alberico Barbiano. Yeah.
General. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good place to start, but it sounds like it'd take us out of Venice.
It would. It would take you out of the story completely, but I'm more than happy to go.
I have one question then.
Yep.
If I understand correctly, so if the Duke of Milan was a severed soul, who then dies in one of these bad circumstances, that means he should be in the Shadowlands, or not?
Nope.
No. Okay.
So, when a severed soul dies, so for example, if either of your characters gets killed, your body would start to rot as normal, but your soul would start recreating your body in the heart room of your sanctuary, And then after a couple of months, you would wake up again. And the last thing you would remember is being killed. And then you could leave your sanctuary and go back into the Great Cycle. The problem is that if your death is well reported, you can't be the same person again. So you're stuck with the situation of, I can't be me, I have to be someone else. So you have to recreate your whole identity. And that means, as game mechanics, like, for example, if either of you died and your death is reported and it's known, you would lose all your ranks in your society. But then the experience spent on those ranks gets put into the stored section on your character sheet in the top right hand side, and that's your stored experience. And then over time, during downtime periods, you can rebuild your society traits. It won't cost you any experience because you've stored the experience. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So the Duke will have come back during the year, but because he can't be himself anymore, he can't stop the ruin that's crippling his dream. So he's had a major setback. So not only has he died, but he's had a major setback. So he's 2 steps closer to becoming a greyskin.
Okay.
Unless he then reinvents himself and then works back the progress that he was making. But he is back. Yeah.
You got some bats.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Nope.
There's my dog rattling. No, never mind then. So, bit of a weird insert for the live stream there. Anyway, yes. So, it's 11:10. What we'll do is, with that in mind, are you two meeting together to discuss this mystery of what happened to the Viper?
Yeah, I would probably go see him for some financing.
We had that mission, so I know him, and I'm like, who's around? Yeah.
Okay. Well, Pietro, when you go to find him again, you find it quite hard to find someone called Daucus, because he's now Lord Daucus of Ferrara.
Oh.
So he's not a commoner anymore. But as you're trying to find him, he's actually looking for you.
Okay.
I'm guessing, Daucus, that you're after funding to help rebuild Ferrara?
Yeah, funding to help Ferrara. So who do I go to? I go to the bank. I go to the people who got me this far, and I'll go to where the banks are, I guess, and try to raise some funding.
So is the bank set up? Has that project happened?
Yeah. There's like a courtyard somewhere in Venice, and one of the buildings has like a little clock face on it, or like a pillar that one day will have a clock on it. And one of the buildings is actually a church, and all the banking and the agreements and deals that are made are on the steps of the church. And then from that place, small banking institutions have appeared all around this square. That was once a place of worship, but now everyone's worshipping a different god.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. Daucus, you would find him in the Candiano Bank of Venice, so to speak.
Yeah.
A small outlet.
And I'd be dressed up more like a noble at this point.
Yeah.
It's
Daucus,
nice to see you again. Oh my goodness.
It's been a good year for you. It has been a good year for you, I see.
Yeah, I'm a lord now. A lord. No, look at me, Lord Daucus Carota. Just killing
Well,
it. I mean,
congratulations. How
I'm
do
trying
you
to.
find your life as Lord?
Well, it's hard work. I mean, as you know, Ferreira was destroyed in a in and conquered and burned, and I need some funds to rebuild it. Maybe establish some trade and some, get some people who were good at mathematics and all that jib jab stuff to come in and make it a better place for people. We
Well, let's
have
sit down and
yeah
show me your plans.
we got all kinds of things to trade, like food and goods. So yeah, we got all kinds of things. um I got this thing though. And do you have a private place to talk?
Yes, I can. I have a small office, I guess, right in our
Yeah, let's
bank.
go over some of the
I'm
details, and
through.
I think that would be.
Yes, certainly. Come in. I have some wine, and
I
let's
don't
let's
drink. I'm
discuss.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not a drinker, but you can drink wine. It doesn't offend me at all.
But you are now a lord. You must drink. So this is
Is that a Lord thing to do? Oh Lord,
yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, maybe that's why they look at me so strangely at parties when I just sit there teetotaling. I like my chamomile.
Hey, look, I'll go and I'll get a different like bottle or flagon or whatever. Say this one is just it is just grape juice. There's no alcohol in this one.
Oh,
You can safely, which it's not. But so I'm going to pour us both from this. We can share this.
sounds wonderful. But there, I think we could handle all that trade mumbo jumbo, but some stuff was just bothering me about what happened, and we just kind of won, and because the Duke of Milan just kind of died. I thought that was a little disturbing.
Have you heard anything?
Not really. I don't. I mean, I got some thoughts on some leads, but I went to Joannes Tazargo, and he didn't really have much to say about it. And I don't know. I think he's probably coming back. I think he might have a thing for me, but maybe not as himself. I might be talking over the table too much, but I really don't know what I know and what I don't know. But yeah, I'm worried that something's coming.
And did you have any thoughts as to? So you said you had some ideas or some leads. Yeah, I've made a few inquiries myself, but I have not really discovered anything so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough to say. He had a general. I guess didn't like him much, but I've been told that's kind of a dead end, maybe off the beaten path. I really, it's definitely good to see you, and I think let's hash out some of these trade deals and details and see what we can do.
Yeah.
What this will take some time. We should go to dinner later. On me. It won't be the fanciest place, but I know I used to be a city watchman, and I know the real good spots. Some
Well,
that fancy stuff.
sure. Sure. I'll give it. I'm happy to give that a try. But yeah, we need to. I think it's
Yeah, we
it's
need to.
important we keep on this on what might have happened to the Viper, and if he is returning, because that can have consequences on your town and for Venice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure where to start
I
looking.
used to have an acquaintance. She was an odd duck. She stood on the water once. Her name was Angela. I don't know if I'd be able to talk to her. It's been some time. She might be able to. She lives outside of Venice, in the water. But that might be an odd turn as well. But I don't know. Venture out in the city could be something. Maybe not.
Yeah. Do I know? I don't know. Is there anyone in Venice who has connections with Milan, with any of the Milanese noble families,
Maybe.
or anything?
Well, Enrico might.
Not many families have any connection with Milan. There's always been trade at certain points all across Northern Peninsula, Greece, and all that. But no one has a strong connection because of both wars. Milan's always been the enemy for a long time. They're not as notorious as, say, Genoa, who is the biggest rival of Venice, or they were until they were defeated about 10, 15 years ago. But no, you can't think of anyone with a strong connection to Milan. Daucus, you know that you were told by Angora that if you ever wanted to meet her, I think you have met her once since that story, there is a river along the north of the lagoon that you could get a boat and paddle towards.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's an idea. I mean, I could check with her, see if she
It'd take
knows.
about 2 days to get there.
Yeah. It'd take me about 2 days to figure it out. She'd probably be weary strangers. I probably should go by myself. But maybe I'll stay in the city a couple more days and walk my routine and work out the trade deal before trying to go visit her.
Okay. So you head off. Do you head off straight away, or do you wait a few days in Venice before heading out?
Yeah, I'll wait a few days in Venice and just work out some trade deals with him and probably not Matteo, but Miller's character. See if, because he's got that sword school.
Yeah, Marco has the sword school. Yeah,
Marco.
Yeah. Sure.
And I know that Marco's got some money, and that was a lot of. And now that we are a little bit, I'm a little bit more noble. I could probably talk to some of those, like the lady Ferreira, see what she's up to, and I would bring.
Okay.
Now that I've rekindled with Pietro. I would bring Pietro along to garner some more political.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So it was breaking up a bit. So who are you going to travel to see with Pietro?
Oh, it was the lady. It was I had it earlier. I'm trying to remember her name.
Was it
so?
Agneta?
I'm sorry?
Was it Agneta, the one who is a lady from one of the cities to the north?
Let's see. I mean, it might be. I don't know if that's familiar. It was somebody else. It was...
Because so the ladies that you've met, there is Agneta from the city of Treviso. You've heard of Carola Carrara, but you've never met her. There's the lady Fanara Epifania.
Yeah, Lady Fenara, I think is what I was thinking.
Okay. But she's based in Florence, so it would take you weeks to get there.
Yeah, so not her.
Not her.
Maybe what is it? And then there's a guy named Gaspir Ulan, who was associated with
Gasper. Yeah, so Gasper Ulian, he was a representative of Agneta and the Lord of Padua, who is Francesca Novella da Carrara.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw Gasper Ulian fall on the battlefield.
So he died
against the Duke. So he died, yeah. So yeah, so there's the lady Agneta.
That wasn't it. It was another one. She was.
For now, it's too far away.
Yeah.
The only other person that you've possibly met who is a woman of importance would be Matteo's aunt, and that's the wife of the Doge.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Her name was Matera. No.
Marina Galina.
Marina Galina. Galina.
Yeah, Marina Galina. Yeah. Okay. I think because you're going to meet up with Matteo's grandmother, we might leave it there. Because it's 11:30 here, so I need to go to bed. But we can leave it there. However, there's one last thing that does occur. Is that your Pietro? You receive a missive or a letter from Agneta Treviso asking for you and your companions to meet with her in private. She gives you a location. It's in Venice. To meet in a day's time.
Mm-hmm.
And then P.S. Please destroy this letter. It is of great importance and secrecy that we must meet. Signed, Agneta Treviso.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Trying to think if there's anything else. Nope, we'll leave it there. So hopefully we'll have everyone, and we can crack on with the next story. Barbiano investigation's a slight detour, but I want to do that because you guys have brought it up, and again, you play testing stories, so I might put a paragraph in there for players who might logically want to investigate what happened to the Duke of Milan, and if anyone has a motive, Barbiano certainly does. So brilliant. That's great. Yes, that was good fun.
All right. Thank you. No worries.
No worries. I'll stick around for any questions, but I just wanted to wrap up.
Yep. No worries.
Cool. Over to you, Ken, for the outro.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just looking at. I can't believe I can't remember that. Because I mentioned it earlier. this campaign and I got that experience point for it, but I lost the name. I mean, there's too many things.
Oh no, that was Agnita.
Oh, was that Agnita? Okay, yeah.
That was
and it was the
Agnita. Yeah.
All right, yeah, all right. So there's that. I'll put that down in my notes. Agnita. All right.
Agnita.
I will.
Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Anyway, this is the Geeky Gamer podcast, and we do this on Wednesdays. It is Wednesday, but you can watch it anytime on our YouTube channel. We've been playing the Legends of Venice, a mundane setting for the linen tapestry. But now we're playing the Severed Souls. Is that correct? This is a different book.
So the whole role play game itself is called the Linen Tapestry.
Yeah.
The Severed Souls is one of the books which has the character creation, character development, and the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Legends of Venice is a setting within the universe, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And the Twin Vipers, which is what we're doing, is a 3-part adventure that links and progresses the story of the Legends of Venice.
Okay, I got you.
In a nutshell, yeah.
All
different books.
Yeah.
All one game.
Hope to see everybody next week. Please comment, share, subscribe, like, and do all the things that they want you to do. Because that's what they want. Bye, y'all.